Hey guys, Randy Potato here. Today we have a special episode. We are doing an interview with the greatest Darkest Dungeon 2 player ever, Shaijita. What's up?
I don't know about greatest, but I appreciate the intro. I was about to do an intro for you. So my intro was gonna be like, so hello guys, we are here today with a great Randy Potato. He himself has played high tier YouTube gameplay on his channel, which is accessible right here, putting on stream right here. And you can check out his content. He does some insane, absolutely insane runs. I believe he does deathless runs down to no healer runs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, very, very similar content to what I do, except on YouTube. And he has a very well-established platform there. So yeah, be sure to check him out. How about that?
Yeah,
Is that all right?
That was pretty good. I don't know
Hell
about
yeah.
insane runs. I did do a no healer run the other day, but I don't do no healer. It feels like you do no healer runs like every day, I swear.
I mean, even the team that I'm currently streaming, it's
Guess you got bored of the Plague Doctor?
I don't know. I personally just don't like him. Don't like her that much. What do you think?
I mean, Plague Doctor I think is like the best character. Like either Plague Doctor or Man at Arms. But also, you know, we've played so many hours that it also gets boring to run Man at Arms and Plague Doctor in every team.
Oh, I don't get bored of Men at Arms.
But if I'm
I never get bored of Men at Arms.
But I mean, because I'm talking from like a guide perspective, because that's mainly what I do. Well, I mean, I do runs, but like I'm focusing on guides every week. And I have a lot of obviously newer players that watch my videos. And if you're, you know, just trying to win, like you should put Plague Doctor in every team. Like that's probably the optimal play, I would say.
For newer players, yeah, I would suggest that as well. 100%.
I actually have a guide, not a guide, it's very requested video, best team comp, and it obviously includes.
Ooh.
It includes.
What do you think is the best team comp? Just out of curiosity.
This is for beginners, obviously. So,
right, yeah.
Like my priorities were obviously power.
God,
you want every single, you know, you want a tank, you want DPS, you want healer, and also ease of use. Because like some heroes are really complicated, you know, to try and run. So for me,
they're definitely not user friendly per se.
So I always suggest Ravager up front.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just so easy to run. It's also good against every act. You know, it destroys the lungs. Howl destroys the focused fault, even if the focused fault steals your block tokens. And also, all the heroes I like have higher max HP because it's just much easier to play that way.
It
right?
is, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I have Ravager, I have Vanguard, although every Man-at-Arms path is good. Like, you can use any Man-at-Arms path.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I like Crush a lot.
Yeah, dude, Crush is definitely one of the best.
Not only do you heal, but you can hit the front 3 ranks, which that's the one position Hellion can't hit. So
I feel like Crush is more of a really good get out of jail card. I don't really see it as damaged, I'll be honest.
I mean,
that's also probably because I play Sergeant.
Yeah, you run a lot of Sergeant. I mean, if you're running Vanguard, upgraded, it does like base 9 to 12 or something.
Yeah, which is still insane. That's fucking like almost consistent Hellion damage, almost. So yeah.
And then usually Surgeon's like just a get out of jail free card. Plus the max HP, like it's so stupid Surgeon has max HP. Can we talk about how stupid that is? Like,
wait, Surgeon doesn't have max HP? Or you mean Vanguard?
No, I said a Surgeon. I was moving on to Plague Doctor.
Oh, Surgeon. Oh. Surgeon. That's interesting. I feel like Surgeon in and of itself is a little bit of a. So this is one question that I'm gonna ask like the Red Hook devs a little bit later on as well, which is basically like, what is the idea with paths, right? Like, are they supposed to be side grades? Are they supposed to be all equal? You know what I mean? Because to me, at the moment, it doesn't seem equal at all.
Yeah, they're definitely not side grades for the most part. I mean, some of them are.
Like, how could you compare fucking Sharpshot into Yellowhand or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just night and day to me.
Well, also the problem with Sharpshot, it's one of Sharpshot and Virtuoso are the two pads that get you naturally to 8 speed. so you can use these sprawl trinkets.
Yeah, yeah, that too. The speed is a big factor. I feel like a lot of people don't like forget about it. Speed's a really important factor into this game. It's definitely a little bit wishy-washy at times, but it's still very reliable, I'd say.
But especially with the trinkets, like speed is so. I feel like it's cheating to have 8 speed in this game because you
Really?
because these trinkets are so good, and you never have to. You can hoard all your. You don't have to use one of those. What is it? The stimulating poultice is the speed one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you don't have to use that in like a regular region. You can just hoard them, or have something else in your inventory, and just naturally use swig every turn.
Yeah, Swig is definitely a trinket that I expected to get nerfed or changed sometime. And I'm kind of surprised it just didn't get changed at all.
Anyway, yeah, that's my team. What is it? Ravager, Vanguard, Surgeon, and then Virtuoso. Virtuoso is so easy to use because you only need 3 skills. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, the good old
you can do a lot of things
encore
with
solo finale.
you can do a lot of things with Jester, but all you need is 3 skills, and you're good to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I've been preaching. A lot of people have been like against that idea for some reason. I talk about how it's in dire need of a change in focus with what do you call it?
And also, the path
With
makes no sense.
Jester.
Like that's like the perfect example of a Jester plus.
Mm-hmm.
There's no. I never run intermezzo, although I did run the other day, but at least it's interest. There's something there.
It's fun, yeah. It's entertaining to run intermezzo. It's enjoyable. You could do a couple things here and there, which is pretty cool. Uh, Hello, you there? I don't know if your mic is cutting out, by the way, or if we're just not talking.
Oh, I think I think there was just silence there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm used
Okay, anyways.
I'm used to just rambling by myself, so it's a little different to do like an interview type thing.
I mean, yeah, I've conducted several interviews. There's definitely like a little bit of gaps here and there, but I guess I'm a little bit in what do you call it? Focus on the gameplay as well, right?
Yeah.
So sorry if I'm a little bit not up there. Um but yeah, in regards to the difficulty in the game, like what do you think? Is it
It's so
because obviously this
it's so hard
sorry.
to it's so hard to quantify because, we have so many hours.
Mhm.
So and then I'll talk to people in my channel, like I'll have people that'll be like, "Oh, I've never beaten Act 1. I've played so much I've never beaten Act 1." I've got people that have said they've never beaten the first region. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, there's definitely like and the thing is with the new progression system, well, I guess the progression system's always been there, but the better progression system starting out is so hard.
Starting is hard, yeah.
And especially
I've done a couple of like those runs where we completely reset a profile, right? A fresh new profile with no abilities, limited abilities.
Yeah.
I was like, for someone who has this many hours in the game, I expected it to like breeze through it. Or not breeze through it, but like have a little bit of difficulty, but that's about it, right? But no, it was insanely difficult, and I had to be very cognizant of everything that I did. Like I had to go down to like the meat and bones of the math of the game, which I haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
And the thing is, with the way the candles work, you're like not incentivized to actually play the game. Like the best way, if you're a completely new player, you have to basically pray you get through region 1 and then just end expedition, which I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about that mechanic because players don't want to just quit runs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like just not a natural thing to do.
It's hard. Yeah, I personally am always against it because even though I did do the profile resets after a single run or after 2 runs, that is not a single run, because after 2 runs that's when you actually use the hope that you gained, right? After 2 runs, then that's when things like start to kick into high gear for me. I'd say it becomes a lot easier to manage.
Yeah.
But but getting to that point is definitely really difficult. And again, obviously, I have way more knowledge about this game than most people do, and and um and I'm able to understand what things to prioritize to upgrade. I've made the mistake of upgrading like memories and shit, right?
Yeah.
Things that aren't exactly a necessity early on in the game, and yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do.
So imagine how disorientating it could be for others.
And especially, the first time they show up to the exemplar, what's a new player supposed to do against the exemplar? Like,
yeah.
And that's where you get
to be fair. Okay, I think to be fair with exemplar, only with me, the reason why I've only died to it once ever is because I knew the game ahead of time. The exemplar was the only big issue. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It was Act 2. I already know what's coming, what's gonna happen and stuff like that. The only big issue is exemplar, so I had to prepare for that. And having that ahead of time, I was able to essentially get rid of it. It was not too bad. Also, but on release, it was not ordained.
Yeah,
if you remember.
Was it not? Or
yeah,
exemplar.
Yeah, they weren't.
That was when
they weren't.
That was when they had two of them, though, right? Yeah, but they were
right. Yeah.
Yeah. They were never. Yeah, they were never much of a challenge for me either. But of course, I've understood the mechanics. So, and you also prepare. You're like, all right, we know the boss is coming.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I die. I think. Well, I did lose. I finally lost to the Fault a couple weeks ago. But like all my
Focus Fault.
All my losses are to random road fights. Like one, like one time, one death I had last month was to. It was a double ordained pit fighter. That was a good comp.
Oh my god. I've noticed Sprawl is quite volatile, huh? These guys hit like pretty fucking hard, like surprisingly.
Man,
with DOT and speed on their side, they typically can one shot your characters like really early on.
Can we talk about how OP the hospital is right now?
Oh yeah, like it's fucking amazing.
Like it has a higher inventory than the Hoarder right now.
Yeah, true.
Plus quirks.
It's consistent.
And the consistency, even before they added healing salves, the consistency was good. You can show up, you can get laudanum, you can get restorative herbs, poultices.
Yeah.
I still wish they would.
What do you think about the hospital changes? Do you like it? I love it, but I think it kind of shits on the Hoarder a little bit too much.
Yeah, they need the Hoarder should have not only probably a little bit of an expansion, maybe like one more row, but it should also have guaranteed loot. And maybe you like reduce the Hoarder in some regions so you're not getting like triple Hoarder or something. But like I would like to see at least one of the region rares always available, because they're not always available at the Hoarder. Sometimes you just have the generics.
And the region rares being the indelible, like Snappy Swig.
Stuff right? Like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'd also like to see a hero trinket at every Hoarder. So I feel like hero trinkets don't get near enough play, considering they're unlockable at the altar.
Like they have their own. Yeah. I haven't really found myself really loving them all too much. I feel like there's a couple outliers that are extremely good. For example, the one that I'm playing right now, Stiff Drink. I really like this one. This one's pretty fun. Getting the guaranteed crit tokens. But I think it's just that the other side trinkets they could potentially get throughout the region is way better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There are a lot of very strong. Also, it's kind of weird. The cost is kind of weird because baubles are a bit easy to get, in my opinion. So like 70 to 100 cost isn't really a thing for the most part.
Yeah. I think baubles are not necessarily difficult to get, but it just requires a lot of grinding, a little bit of grinding to hold on to that 100. But I think that's about it.
A lot of inventory management.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I honestly hate the inventory management part of this game. I feel like it kills the pace of the game so much.
It does kill the pace. I've always loved the inventory management, even in Darkest Dungeon 1 when everyone would complain. I'm like, no, I love this, honestly. But you're right about the pace. I don't know how to fix it though. Like, I don't know how to make it better because they did.
Yeah, because like there was someone on the feedback that talked about, you could implement, stopping at every single over encumbered like instance, so you don't end up throwing items away, right? But then I'm like, that's gonna extend the gameplay by like fucking 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one major fix they need to make. They have made progress with making the game smoother to play.
Mm-hmm.
They need to.
Oh yeah, the tokens.
They need to fix
like.
Yeah, they made like quicker animations. We've gotten stagecoach travel quicker. Still needs to be a bit quicker.
You think so?
They need to fix the tangle. Do you get tangle lag?
Tangle lag?
Or is that just
sometimes?
It's like noticeably slower for me than every other region. I also have a potato computer, but it's like only in the tangle and it's like a minor notice, but I always put chapters on all my videos and I'll notice the tangle is always the longest of the regions.
I mean, I feel like that's just because it's Tangle. You know what I mean? Like the Tangle itself is a very, very long region, arduous region. There's so many characters with high DBR and 50,000 block tokens. You know what I mean?
So speaking of game length, how do you feel about Region 4?
Region 4, like currently, or
Yeah, the final region, the extended length. They extended that. What was that? A few months ago, they extended the.
it's a little bit too long. It's a little bit too long for me, for my taste, at the very least.
Because the thing is, by the time you're in Region 4, you're pretty well scaled for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're not getting any challenge from the road fights. Like you're doing a cultist fight right now, you are taking 0 damage.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's basically just a waiting game for the exemplar. And you also don't really have room for loot either. You're usually maxed out on relics. You're maxed out on relics. You're maxed out on trinkets generally. So it's just basically hospital hunting or
hoarder hunting.
Hospital hunting, hoarder hunting, Oasis 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Region 2 has or Region 4, sorry. I feel like it's also a thing where, other players have, like you said, there are players who have genuinely never gotten past a certain point in this game yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Region 1 and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's easy, quote unquote, for us because we're familiar with the game, but I feel like for other people, instead of seeing it as a free loot simulator in the last region, they see it more as oh shit, I have 50,000 nodes to get through. I have 50,000 nodes to survive. You know what I mean? Rather than so yeah, I feel like the skill level definitely affects the length of the region as well. I said this time and time again, dude. Give me like a fucking portal to to the mountain. Make it like not mandatory for me to have to do all 4 regions. You know what I mean?
Like Slay the Spire. Did you ever play Slay the Spire? By the way.
So yeah, I've played a decent number of hours on it.
That's the only game I'm currently playing outside of Darkest Dungeon 2.
Yeah.
I like it because I'm not good at it. I can be humbled.
I've had my fair share of successes in Slay the Spire, but I feel like that's when I was first introduced to the genre of roguelikes and I didn't really understand the concept to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. I wouldn't say I mastered it, but I definitely feel like I've understood it to a certain degree as well. But there's definitely a lot more different runs, but it's not as entertaining for me per se as DD2. I don't know why. DD2 just seems a little bit more attractive to me.
And you didn't actually play much of Darkest Dungeon 1, right? You just kind of
80 hours. Yeah, that's it.
So what made you hop on to Darkest Dungeon 2? Like
it's because I did enjoy, even though I only played like 80 hours at DD1, I still enjoyed it. It was a fun experience for me.
Were you on Darkest Dungeon 2 from launch?
Yeah, pretty much. Like literally the day of, pretty much.
Yeah, that was me too, although I didn't do. When did you start doing content like streaming Darkest Dungeon 2?
I think also the day of as well.
It's actually, I thought about it. So I used to stream kind of a weird combo. I used to stream Stardew Valley back in the day.
Okay.
I speed ran that game though, so it was still it was still degenerate.
Whoa, don't, I wouldn't say that's degenerate. It's a very interesting path. I know I wouldn't have thought of that.
Speed running is pretty degenerate in and of and
Really?
I don't know. I've always thought of speed running as degenerate.
Why? Why do you say that?
I mean, it's just like doing here. You're grinding basically every day, just grinding endless hours of.
Yeah, okay, yeah, in that aspect I do agree. I don't like this is why I don't think, like, I love the idea of speedrunning, but for DD2 I don't think I ever will. And that's purely because of waiting for the right seed, that whole idea.
Yeah,
You know
Darkest
what I mean?
Dungeon 2. I can't imagine speedrunning this game. I know you.
It was literally just a situation where you wait until you find the perfect region, and the perfect region being just a bunch of assistance counters so you could run away.
Yeah.
Or it did not feel fun.
Yeah, so I didn't even start. I streamed this game a little bit on my Twitch in June, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I posted some highlights to my YouTube, which my YouTube used to only be my speedrun records and nothing else. You know, I've never done thumbnails. I've never done titles. I've never done any of that stuff
Yeah,
that you
all
have
that
to.
stuff, yeah.
And then I finally, when they released the big update with the shroud and the new hero pads and all that,
Ooh.
I decided to. I was like, all right, I'm going to find all the new hero pads. I'm going to upload it on YouTube, see what happens. And I ended up just getting, at the time I had like 20 subs. And I ended up getting like, the video's at like 2,000 views right now. But yeah, that was my
Yeah,
first.
so it's like, it was decent traction.
It was my, because I uploaded a couple highlights in June before the update. And they got like, I don't know, 10 views, 15 views. And
So
same
yeah,
with
the
my
algorithm is really interesting.
same with my Twitch channel. But you know, I was never. You know, you've grown because you're on pretty consistent. I was on like once or twice a week, never really a schedule.
Recently,
It's been, yeah. I know you've been busier.
yeah, but overall, I think I've grown because of. I think my channel got caught on the algorithm. Like, it was sometime in March, where I realized, no joke, like half of the new viewers that came onto my channel was from the recommendation list on Twitch. So I think it was just like a whole algorithm thing. And it's unfortunate. Like, it's nice that I have that, but it's unfortunate to see that it required that in order for me to come out. You know what I mean?
You're also really the only person doing these type of runs on Twitch.
That's kind of true.
I think that's also what happened with me because, like, you know, it's early access. Nobody's really making guides. Like none of the big guide makers from Darkest Dungeon 2 are even playing really, except for like Shuffle. And Shuffle is still more focused on streaming. Like, he's not doing guides yet because it's early access. So that's kind of, but it also took. I didn't grow. Like, I sporadically uploaded guides throughout, like, after I got that big 2,000, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be famous, right? Like, overnight. And then, like,
a little bit too early, but
like my next guide got like 100 views. I'm like, oh, this is harder than it looks.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. The videos that I expect my channel to do well on, it was the opposite for me. All the videos that I thought were going to do well didn't do well, and all the videos that I just put out randomly just because fuck it, I need something to be put out, did really well. And I was like a little bit shocked of the difference.
So the thing is, from what I know, it takes time for YouTube to sort your channel. I don't know why it takes time. Let me see. I know you can't see this, but I'm currently going through my content.
Also, to be fair, like, we're both still rather considerably new to
we're both very
content creation. Yeah, we're both newbies in this field. So like what we experience currently is just what we currently see. You know what I mean? There's no hindsight towards it. Like I've talked to a Shuffle a couple times, and he's like,
Yeah.
honestly, you just gotta keep pumping shit out. Eventually, it gets caught online. He doesn't like truly understand the whole YouTube algorithm thing. He just knows that you have to keep making content. That's like the only thing that's consistent.
Yeah.
The more stuff that you make, the more likelihood of you getting picked up on.
Yeah. Starting with, like I said, my plan was to make videos every week, or once a week, and it was a little hard to get motivated because at the beginning you're not getting any views at all, and then finally
interviews or
what?
Or views in general, right?
Yeah, views.
Okay. I said interviews.
And then when the Altar of Hope came out, that was when I decided, all right, I'm going to start uploading. And that was when I started uploading every single day. And I haven't stopped since that start. I started a new profile with the new Altar of Hope. And at the beginning, I just did segments because that's all I really had time for. You can do one segment a day. That's like an hour a day of content, and then still do my weekly guides.
Like each region, right? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
And that's eventually, like in the middle of that patch, people finally started paying attention, and I'm assuming it's because YouTube finally figured out who to show my content to. I don't know why it takes that long when I have, tags and the game title and description. But
yeah, YouTube's a mystery, man.
But yeah, I've definitely learned pumping out content. Like it used to take me, I'm like, all right, I'm going to release a video every week. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to, take, a month to put out this one video. And not only is that, killing your channel without having if you're not having any content, obviously you're not going to get viewers. You're also not getting better at making videos. So that's been my thought process. I'm just pumping out videos every week. They're not all perfect. They're actually, some of my videos are pretty low effort, but they are improving, I think. Views are going up, so
that's good. That's
actually
good.
Watch time is going up. That's like my measure. People are actually watching. I'm not just getting them to click. I'm actually getting them to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely. I think for your channel, you definitely need to start this. Like, I don't know how long it takes for you to. I mean, you can probably just port like most of your runs over to YouTube.
And yeah, I was thinking about that as well, of just getting VODs, but I feel like that low effort is not something like I might have to create like another YouTube channel for that. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like people seem to like
the raw footage.
Yeah, because and I was really, when I started doing full runs, I was like, all right, I'm going to see what happens. I was surprised. Like they get way more views because YouTube takes into account not only like the percentage watch time, but like they take into account overall watch time because of ads, I'm assuming. So for whatever reason, they're pumping out, and for whatever reason, the audience doesn't mind it. But yeah, that's why I moved from doing segments to full runs, because obviously mostly I did it because of Brat. I saw he had success. That's basically all he does. He ports over his full runs. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna consider doing that too. Because I feel like if and I started a couple times, I've noticed if you just do raw, as in like nothing at all, it's not as successful. I still have to some degree like edit it, like cutting out the wasted times that I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like the sometimes the traveling, or even making decisions at the end. Because I'm very analytical with my stuff, right? And it takes a while for me to come up with certain ideas, and it takes time essentially. And I realized that I had to cut that out because it was just literally wasted content, or stuff that I didn't talk when I didn't talk or anything.
I'll admit I haven't actually watched any of your full runs, so I don't actually know. I don't actually.
I've only uploaded 2, so that's the extent of my experience.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely consider uploading a lot more. That's what a lot of people like. I have varying suggestions for that. Some people said, for example, Shuffle. He says you'll probably get a decent amount of views doing full runs, but it's not what's going to keep your channel alive. I remember him saying that specifically.
Well, that's what I believe. That's, I do one guide a week, and the other runs that I do are basically just fuel for my more loyal subs that like watching my runs every day.
Mm-hmm.
Although my deathless runs I'm getting good subs off that.
Mm-hmm. I think for YouTube regarding like the runs and everything, I kind of see it though. You could probably upload all your videos and all that kind of stuff onto YouTube, right? But I'm thinking from the viewer's perspective. When I watch other YouTube channels, right, that have just raw uploads of like Valorant or whatever, eventually those viewers get not necessarily bored, but they're familiar with the type of content, and it's no longer exciting. You know what I mean? So that's what I realized, is that this could work, but probably for like maybe a year or so, and then afterwards it's going to be a struggle, especially if the game is static. And DD2, unfortunately, is likely going to be a game that's static for a while, at least for the first year, I think. Obviously, the game is going to be released very, very soon. There's going to be influx of new players and all that kind of stuff, but after that is when the competition is really going to be like difficult to manage. There's going to be people doing like single character thrilling tablet start modded runs seeded, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. Eventually, it's going to be oversaturated with those kind of things, and it's what am I going to have to do differently to like shine brighter than the others, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, it is like a very like I don't say volatile, but definitely a little bit more difficult to stay relevant thing. You know what I mean?
I honestly have no idea how release is going to go. Like,
I think it's going to go fantastic. I'm confident.
I'm talking about, I think release will go great. I'm talking about for like my own channel. Because the thing
for
is,
your own channel. The
thing is, on release, you're going to get all the old vets. You're going to get just like the random big streamers checking out new games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I assume a lot of the big guys from Dark Stones and One are going to come back. Maybe not. Hopefully, I have enough of a head start I can stay alive with like my guides.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure that if you have like good content, eventually YouTube will find it. You know what I mean?
That's why I love YouTube right now. Because like I said, I streamed for about a year on Twitch with Stardew, and obviously I was doing very niche content, and it was also, I never promoted myself ever, except in that specific community. But not only was the growth like random, YouTube also doesn't have analytics for like YouTube. There are so many analytics, like.
Yeah, I was surprised. Wow, they have a lot of like stats given to the people, even without having partner or whatever.
Like I can see exactly when people leave my videos.
Yeah, that's like really good.
I can figure out when exactly people are leaving. That's how I figured out my outros were way too long. When you just see the straight nosedive down.
Yeah. In regards to content creation and all those kind of things, I feel like for me personally, I'm surprised my channel got discovered. Like playing Twitch only. Like I'm friends with like some other content creators as well, who are not within this genre. They're like Valorant and Apex and that kind of stuff, right? And they're doing well in their own rights. Some of them are literally living off of it. And what they told me is that YouTube is literally the king of content creation. Like you cannot not have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a necessity to have YouTube be relevant, and because I think I realized this as well, which is like, give me a second. Did my stream go out?
Yeah, it went out briefly. It is now back.
Motherfucker. Son of a bitch. All right, that's fine. Um, but I've realized this rather recently too, is that I could stream all I want. I could put out literally thousands of hours of this game, right? But if it's not recorded anywhere, it's gonna disappear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't exist anymore after a certain point in time, and that's what really sucks. So that's when I realized, okay, shit, I do need to do something then for what do you call it? With YouTube. Like I really need to.
I don't know. I've never actually liked streaming.
Mhm.
I streamed Stardew because that was how I connected with that community. There was really no
Mhm.
YouTube community. It was all Twitch. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'm in this community. I speedrun. I might as well stream. And I do. I like creating content. I don't know if I like streaming
Streaming's an interesting thing.
because
Yeah.
I have done streams whenever there's a big patch. I stream on YouTube, and it always gets a lot of views on my channel. So that's why I do
Oh,
it.
you stream on YouTube?
Yeah. Usually only I don't have schedules. It's usually when a patch drops, I'll show up.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
actually
cool.
ended up with the relationship update. I actually ended up top of YouTube, Darkest Dungeon 2 search with my
I
stream.
haven't done YouTube. Like because right now I'm really close to hitting, like, well, not really close, but I'm far closer to reaching partner on Twitch than I am on YouTube, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And um once I hit partner, that's when you're allowed to essentially stream on YouTube as well, right? So I'm
Yeah.
not trying to take the risk right now, trying to do both at the same time. You know what I mean?
I'm not even sure long term I want to stream on because streaming seems to like mess up, especially since I upload every day on YouTube. It seems to mess with like the algorithms. A lot of times my actual videos will get less views than my streams.
Whoa, really?
So like long term, I would like to stream at least some on Twitch at some level. I just don't know how much. And it's also hard to because like I said, right now I work and go to school and
Oh
upload
wow.
videos every day.
Jesus.
So there's not really time to stream on Twitch. But I would definitely like to. I'm also starting over with like a new channel because I lost my old channel somehow.
Oh shit.
So, and it's not like I had, I had like 100 or so followers, but I have to start back from the bottom and get affiliate again if I want to.
Oh, that's not too difficult. It's
Yeah.
a deterrent for sure, but it's not too bad. Trust me.
Yeah.
Especially if you got already people following you on like YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you could port in like rather easily.
Yeah. I still do I get random followers once in a while on my Twitch from YouTube, and I don't even advertise my
Yeah.
Twitch anymore.
Just because same username and such, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I think I have a link in like my channel description because the name's not
Oh.
the same, right? Like I'm pretty sure because Randy Potato is taken on Twitch, and I'm pretty sure I took it, but with like an old email, like probably a decade ago.
Mhm.
But so I have Randy_Potato, which is a little annoying as far as having continuity in your links, which is something I've been thinking about. As I'm probably a couple months away from YouTube partner, and I actually have to start thinking about being professional at some point.
Yeah, the growth is that well. Hell yeah, bro.
I don't know. I mean, that's about a year. Although, I guess I didn't start uploading regularly until like September. Was that when Altar of Hope came out? End of September.
I think a little bit before that, but yeah. I would say that's about it.
And Brat's like a month away. I have no idea currently where I'm at because the channel's been very slow. Because if you think about it, it's actually been months since we had actual content. Like the relationship update is great.
Yeah.
This is
but
like a
it's
huge
not-
thing, but it's not content, This
Yeah.
released like early December. It went in experimental, and then we got full drop. What was it, last week or so? A couple weeks ago. And even before that, the content before that was one act boss, which was cool. But also everyone hates that act boss for some reason.
I love Act 3, by the way. What do you think? I love Act 3.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the fault is restricting. I mean, you don't need a man-at-arms, but especially since I've been doing deathless mostly, like I feel it's pretty necessary to have man-at-arms, especially if you're doing deathless. But I mean, I've done fault runs. I did a fault one with Berserker as my tank. That was interesting.
Yeah. I literally mentioned like all the strats that I personally am familiar with tanking. I did Hellion tank with I did fucking Hellion tank with what do you call it? With a enlightening element in Imperium Patriarchs.
Ooh, the dodge tanking.
Right? That's fucking weird. I love it.
Dodge is like super OP in this game.
Yeah, it's essentially blind but better because it's a guarantee. That's how I see it.
And I thought dodge was also very OP in Darkest Dungeon 1, which not a lot of people figured that out. But I watched my favorite Darkest Dungeon 1 creator was Adam versus Everything.
I think I'm familiar with that as well.
And he was the first to do, he did Blood Moon, all bosses, torchless, deathless. I think he was the first to do
all
that.
that good stuff.
And he did it basically using a dodge comp. And that's kind of
I feel like dodge comps are since stuns are not necessarily that reliable in this game, you definitely have to rely on a variety of ways to avoid damage as well. And some of the ways that I've noticed best was actually just blinding and dodging. It's super simple. It's you play one dodge, one absinthe on your side, place her in first position, and all of a sudden you have a good chance at avoiding like X amount of damage, right?
Yeah.
It's rather consistent too.
Yeah, I found. Yeah, I don't think we probably are the only people that actually like the Psy, because I feel like every other creator hates them. The average viewer hates them. Mainly Shuffle. And obviously,
Shuffle's a good representation of like the average viewer, though, I'd say.
Well, yeah, and Shuffle, since Shuffle's so big, all his opinions like you can always tell a Shuffle viewer in like the Discord or something.
Really?
I feel like it.
All right. I guess it's a skill obtained. Oh, shit. I guess that's a skill obtained. Either way, but yeah, there's a lot of like, for example, when he did the community, because he's a big representation of the DD2 community, right?
Yeah.
He had like a community tab where he talked about the characters. If you don't mind, I'm gonna show my screen here. 1 second. Like for example, when I went onto his YouTube, he did the community post of like, oh, what do you think of the current state of thing, right? Give me a second. Like for example, how do you feel about Plague Doctor in DD2, right?
Oh yeah, I remember these polls, yeah.
What do you think?
It's the problem is there are no other. We need more healers. Like if you're gonna have one healer that's so OP, you have to have other healers. And like I feel like their intent was not to have like main healers, because when they added in, they got rid of Vestal. They got rid of Vestal and they added thresholds. So like, I feel like that was their intent. All right, go ahead.
I remember I saw on your a channel that you were doing a Vestal like thing, right?
Yeah.
You said that Vestal might come into the game.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole video, or I didn't even watch the video actually, but what was like the reason why you thought Vestal was coming in? Was it just a rumor, or is it like files and stuff?
Like, yeah, in Discord, yeah, they found like files. I don't know. Some people don't like spoiling, but I'm okay with spoiling things. Honestly, like my biggest video of all time, which got me a ton of views, was I did the same night the fault was recorded. I recorded a video beating the fault. Hey guys, that got, I think that's at 8,400 views right now.
Oh, nice.
And I actually,
yeah.
The thumbnail is the boss, which it is a little cheap, thick chick clickbait. But I only had a couple mad comments, but otherwise it worked out well.
Yeah, I don't even get any negative comments, so I think my channel's too small to get that yet.
Although I did see you got a lot of negative comments on your plague doctor thumbnail, like when you posted it on Reddit. I think they actually removed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they did. I think they did remove it. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep doing like just because I'm not partner with YouTube or anything right now. I'm gonna do like some stupid shit and just kind of see like
Yeah.
where I could go with it. Because
How did that video actually do as far as like click through rate? I'm actually curious.
um,
Like,
I'm not too sure what statistics to show you to demonstrate that because again, I'm kind of new, so I'll just show you my information straight up. I don't mind if the viewers see this either because I'm rather transparent with everything that I do.
I'm actually interested in like,
For like 90 subs, I was told the amount of views I pull are like really good. So that's good. The PD analytics.
yeah.
Not that great.
It's about like average click through rate.
Really?
So like it didn't really. I think the it's kind of like not. It doesn't like fit, if you know what I mean. Like your stream is a lot of memes, but like,
Yeah.
but like your YouTube, this is just like a straight up, super in depth 1 hour hero guide.
Yeah,
So
with like fucking memes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of contradictory.
Yeah, it is. It is. It was just more like for fun experimentation. I wasn't really expecting it to blow up or anything.
Yeah.
That's like the main expectation that I had for everything, which is I don't expect anything to ever like quote unquote blow up. I just kind of if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, like it was just fun experimenting to see like what could happen and stuff.
Actually, if you could go back, I'm actually curious. I actually am curious of your watch time on that video, because I did
35, which isn't a lot.
Your average view duration, yeah, like 4 minutes. Yeah,
yeah, that's not good, is it?
So like,
Yeah,
see,
they all tank after a while.
That's the thing with clickbait. It hurts. Like you can get clicks on it, but it hurts like the overall watch time. But also, like an hour for a guide is a long time.
I think my overall view duration is low on like everything though. Like I don't have that much. Yeah, it's relatively low on everything. I think people just like click on it and just I don't know. Like it's really low on everything.
What about like your full run? Ooh, there's your full run.
The full runs are 26 minutes, but that's still like relatively
That's
low.
actually no, that's like about where mine are. Like mine are usually like 30 minutes. That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
So like people actually like that. See, I think
so people like these runs a lot more. Like look at this one. This is not too bad.
What about click through on like those long videos? Do people actually click them?
Like the reach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
a lot of impressions, but not a lot of click-throughs.
That is quite a few impressions considering you have like 90 subs though.
Yeah, so I don't know. Is that supposed to be high? Like
that's
teach me the ways, Mr. YouTube.
Where am I at?
Like 15.5. I have a lot of like impressions, but I don't know what it means, and I don't know like.
I mean, that means they're throwing your content out there.
Yeah, but I feel like they're throwing it out to like completely random people because 1.2%. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's
like if you look at that's
got to be random.
That's suggesting this video. Look at this shit. There's like a single DD2. That's it.
What was that, a week ago?
A single DD2.
Was that a week ago? Video. Let me find something I uploaded a week ago. I can see.
This is like 1 month ago, I believe. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah. YouTube's an interesting place. Very, very interesting place.
See, I had a Deathless run a couple weeks ago. I got about 13,000 impressions.
Yeah, that's about it, right?
Although I also have, yeah, my impressions have gone down. Like people are just not into Darkest Dungeon 2 right now. We really need that.
It hasn't got any updates, yeah.
I'm really hoping we get one next week. Like it's about that time, right? Because they normally do. I mean, technically they did update the game this month, but it's not a real update, you know. It was like putting it out on retail.
But this is like the quote unquote first video that it
What
really
the hell
got.
is that? What's that?
Yeah.
Jump in impression.
Do you see this shit?
When?
Do you see that?
I
remember I was on stream when I did this, and I was like, wait, the video went from, no joke, like, what was it, like 50 to like 200.
Oh, that's the shuffle interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that when he promoted you, or did he promote you after? Because I know I
think he promoted me sometime after. Because this is impressions, right?
What's your view time on that, though?
It's only like 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I fear I'm gonna have like super low.
10 minutes.
That's why I'm uploading this Friday. I'm like, no one's watching the channel anyways. This is like easy content. Maybe someone will like it. I'm sure. The thing that like saves my view time is I have like a small core audience that will watch everything I do, like the whole way
look
through.
At this. Look at this statistic though. Holy shit.
Oh,
boys.
Oh, that's normal. Let me look at my
lit. I love that.
last 28 days. I have 99.4% male audience.
Fuck yeah.
I also have an old audience.
You got to get that 100, you know what I mean?
I have a very old audience.
Boys.
Half of my viewers are 25 to 34. That's not old, but that's like old for YouTube, right? Maybe not anymore.
To be fair, I don't think my statistics matter because
yours,
with how little it is, there's nothing set in stone with it, you know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, you only got 500 subs? I thought you had like 5K or something. Jesus.
I have what?
Oh, I thought you had like 5K subs.
No. I started a few months ago.
But yeah, you're doing like fantastic. Like the views that you're pulling is really, really good. Are really, really good.
Some of them.
The most important thing is that there's a lot of consistency. Like you're uploading literally like 3-4 times a week, right?
No, it's been every day since the October.
Wow. Yeah.
I was really worried about uploading daily because I thought people would get sick and unsub, but I don't actually get that many unsubs. People just there's a face reveal way back.
What's up?
It feels weird, like
here.
Oh, in my old streams.
Yeah.
It feels weird face cam doing only YouTube, especially when it's like all guides.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll work. You can see my old thumbnails that were really bad. Dude, those thumbnails.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty proud of my thumbnails. I think my thumbnails are pretty good. I feel like I have a good understanding of like aesthetics in thumbnail. Maybe not the best, but you could definitely see I'm experimenting with different aesthetics.
Mine aren't good yet, but like I have you can at least tell when it's a Randy Potato video. I have like a theme in my thumbnails. The best by far in our community is Brat. Like his thumbnails
his thumbnails are really clean.
His are so far beyond. Mine are also kind of lazy because,
to be fair, he has a really good understanding of like appearance. He's done video editing before.
He has
a good grasp and understanding of it.
Brad has it all, man. Like, it's too bad he has to work so much because he will blow up once Dark Descendant 2 releases, but
oh yeah,
like
for
he
sure.
should be way bigger, honestly.
I just need to start uploading more, and then I think maybe my channel will get a little bit more traction.
I think they'll start.
I think that's my main issue. How long would you say it would take?
Like I said, I uploaded before, between like July and August and September. I did like 10 videos, 8 videos. It's about what you have, right? And I basically got no traction.
You just have to do it every day.
And then I uploaded. I mean, obviously you don't have to upload it every day. That's just like not going to work for most people. But you should at least have some sort of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like your guides are too long to do like a weekly guide, right? Like your guides are insane.
My guides are a little bit too in depth. Yeah, because I literally look at every single possible aspect of a character, but I kind of like that in depth.
Well, like you're the only one really doing that, so like, you have you have a niche.
I definitely have a niche. I mean, yeah, I feel like my personality and my content in general is extremely niche, but also just takes time. It
Yeah,
just like it'll take time for me to get discovered.
Yeah, you just
but
gotta
I think
get.
that'll be it.
But like you could super clickbait some like full runs, just like infernal deathless streak, like, and people will click that. Like that's what it gets. That's why I've started doing basically deathless runs every week because it gets clicks.
Deathless runs, yeah.
And that's,
I gotta start like uploading that stuff. I don't know how to like make myself like clickbait though. You know what I mean? I don't know how
I mean,
to
it
do
doesn't
that.
have to be like nothing is like nothing I do is like super clickbait. It's just like, hey, deathless all bosses challenge, you know, all layers. It's not like super clickbait. It's just, you know, factual and also.
Or yeah, I don't know how to sell them. Like for example, if you take a look at the again like the videos that I posted, the titles are, in my opinion, like rather tame compared to some of the other like, you know what I mean? It's nothing too crazy.
I don't
Like
necessarily think
3 guide / analysis.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty normy, right?
I don't think you need like the thing is you don't really need clickbait in this category because like there aren't, you know, kids aren't playing Darkest Dungeon 2 on their mobile. Like
yeah, that's true.
like
Yeah,
you're
right.
you're searching for more. Like I said, half my audience is 25 to 34. So
they probably don't care as much.
like obviously no, you want an attractive thumbnail, you want a title that's grabby, but you don't need like traditional, you know, Mr. Beast stuff because you know you're not gonna get Mr. Beast views doing, you know, Darkest Dungeon 2 in-depth guides. They're just not the audience for clickbait type stuff.
Yeah. 1 second. Have to raid you, play Griffins for the seconds and be casual. Hell yeah! Congrats! And thank you for the raid once again. Sorry, I'm like mid-interview. I didn't want to stop Randy's flow. But thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, we're currently doing an interview with Mr. Randy Potato, who's also another content creator on the game that I'm currently playing, which is Darkest Dungeon 2. And yeah, we're just trading tips on how to be better content creator and about the game as well.
Yeah, we can probably get back to the game. I don't know.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Okay, the game. Let's go back to the game.
We're currently in the sluice, which has like 4 enemies. Have you gotten bored with the sluice lately? I feel like I've gotten bored with the sluice.
I enjoyed the sluice.
I mean, I enjoy it, but like,
okay.
The thing is, like, the sluice, the best node is the resistant encounter because you're getting baubles, you're getting mastery, you're getting relics, you're getting other loot. So I feel, plus the road fights, you're just doing like a million of the same enemy for like, but of course that might just be because I've played the game way too much. But I definitely think that's something long term they'll have to think about. Variety in enemies at some point.
Yeah. Again, I don't think that's like the priority right now. They're just trying to get a functional game at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, have you looked into the what do you call it? The playtest thing?
Yeah, I actually applied. I saw that, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Best of luck.
I don't actually know if I have time to play test, but I guess I wouldn't mind like just kicking back and chilling because I don't play this game offline anymore.
Oh yeah, I don't either.
I used to do that like to get video footage and stuff, but now I've got so much content. I'm just like, fine, I'll just go.
Wow, you have really? I think I could probably. You know what? I need to like fucking. I need to. That's what I need to do. I need to fucking find someone who's able to do this shit for me. I swear to God.
Man, I would
fucking do all the. You would? Yeah.
No,
straight up.
I wish I could have. No, I wouldn't do that. I wish I could find. I wish I could find someone to do that. Like I did my relationship guide last week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had it almost all edited. I had like 30 seconds to fill. I had to find footage of, and it was just normal stuff like follow-up attack, revenge attack. I just wanted a clip of each of those. And I'm like looking through just my hours of content. I'm like, dude, how am I going to find this? Like, I don't have.
Yeah, I could feel that. Dude, that's like the biggest thing for me is that whenever I make these guides, you know how like I try to include a lot of footage? Like the most recent one, I didn't include any footage at all because I was like, fuck it. I'm done like trying to spend 20 hours to get this thing, to get like a specific situation. You know what I mean? And it's doing okay at the moment, you know?
I think that's what killed my... I recently did all the hero guides.
Yeah.
And I did not include any footage, which I mostly did it. The guy that got me into Darkest Dungeon, Filthy Robot, that's how he did his guides. It was just him,
Uh-huh.
at the screen. He'd show the abilities, but like no editing really. But
Yeah.
it just doesn't get the engagement. And especially, but like I don't want to do, I can't find like 20 minutes of relevant footage and like cut it all up every week. Like that's a lot of work. I mean, I could do it, but like if I was like full time, I could suck it up and do it. But that's not the case.
Yeah, the biggest enemy to me right now is also just time because I'm doing nursing and you could definitely see that, right? Like
Yeah.
it's fucking it's hard, man. So much shit that I have to do.
What made you get into nursing? That's actually kind of interesting.
I wouldn't say it's exactly curveball, but it's so I used to be like I wouldn't consider myself a bodybuilder, but I used to be like super into fitness, right?
Yeah.
I lost a bunch of weight. I was super into health. I ate nothing but like eggs. I lost like no joke like 40 pounds in a couple months in high school, and I was like, damn, this is pretty fucking cool. Like I think I could do this shit as a job, maybe. So I thought, I could head into the physiotherapy route, but then, talking with other physiotherapists, they're like, yeah, it was never their initial job. It was never their initial thing that they wanted to do. It was just, somehow they got into it. And everyone else who tried to purposefully get into that just never made it because it's so competitive. Physiotherapist.
Yeah.
Like you have to get kinesiology. That's a 4-year degree. Then you have to go to like essentially physiotherapist school, like whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
And that's like another like 3-4 years. Then you have to do your residency as well, I think, which is another 1 to 2 years, and then you're able to get out. I'm like, fuck, that's a straight up doctor, which to a certain degree it is.
That much school
yeah.
just terrifies me. I went to
Yeah, I'm like, fuck that.
I went to college right out of high school. I went to college, and then I quit after a semester because I'm like, I don't know if I can do a 4-year degree. And I'm actually 32 right now, and just going back to school. So a long,
hell yeah, man.
a long absence between. But now 2-year degrees are actually acceptable, at least in my. I'm going into accounting, and you can actually get jobs with. So we'll see. Over COVID, I got sick of. I've always worked like, either retail or restaurant jobs. So, and post COVID, I just can't do it anymore, and it's also not really a career.
Yeah. So you're not getting paid by YouTube at the moment, right? Because you're still not.
Yeah, I'm still not partner.
So my streaming journey is rather interesting because I only did this as like a way to, because COVID hit, I got really depressed. I started to gain weight again, which is something that I never wanted to do, right?
Yep.
And basically I was really depressed and I just started streaming for like Griffins and stuff. And it was for like no joke, the first year I averaged 5 viewers, which is fine. I published like the Griffins guide and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, I just love the idea of interacting with people in real time and stuff like that. And streaming has become sort of therapeutic for me. So, I'm probably still going to end up becoming a nurse and have this as a hobby, but I don't think I would ever not stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so ingrained as a part of me that I don't think I could allow myself to let it go. So yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just that streaming has never been like a whole idea for me to try and make it out big, but like you said, you got like one video to blow up and you saw the opportunity to potentially like do well, right, with like YouTube and stuff, I assume, which is why you're pumping out so much content, I assume, right?
Yeah, it's not about like blowing up, honestly. Personally, it's because video games have always been kind of like weird for me, because obviously growing up, it was all about, when you're a kid, you play, the FPS games. And I was always terrible at FPS games. Starting from like the first game I ever got was Pokemon, and I loved that game. But my best friend always wanted to bring us over and play GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. Like that's all he ever wanted to play, and he always beat us. That's probably why he liked playing it so much.
Yeah.
And same thing.
Competition's always attractive.
Same thing, when I got into high school, I played football in high school. And all my teammates, all they wanted to play was Halo. That's like all we'd play.
Oh, true.
Halo, and then later COD. And I've always been terrible at FPS games. That's actually where I got my username from. I was in a COD lobby, and I got teamed with some clan, and I got completely destroyed. And the guy starts screaming over the mic. He's like, "Hey Randy, you're a potato." Now I just thought it was so funny. Now that was my original, like when I first was gonna start on Twitch, because I still like FPS games even though I'm bad at them. I was gonna stream FPS games, and that was gonna be my gimmick, like just being bad at video games.
Okay.
But also, but then I'm like, no, I actually don't like streaming, especially a game I'm not good at. But no, that's why I think I finally found like, I like video games, but growing up, these type of video games weren't, all you had were basically Pokemon that were actually like mainstream as far as like strategy games.
Yeah.
But now like I have an actual audience for a strategy game. Like it's a turn-based game, I can just chill. I don't have to like, I don't need, mouse settings. I don't have to be a god on my keyboard. I can just sit back and chill.
So this is something interesting that I wanted to do as well, is that I'm masters in Apex. I'm a coach in Apex. I played scrims and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which is no joke top, like it sounds extremely cocky, but I am no joke cream of the crop in terms of that game, right?
Yep.
And a big reason that I got into streaming so much is because I thought I could bring the viewers from this game into Apex, right? But then I just realized it's not a game that I want to get into. It's not a game that I have like fun in.
Yeah.
Like I'm good at it, but that doesn't mean that I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'd rather just sit back, relax. Like it's not, I cannot fucking do that for 6 hours a day. But I could do this. Sit back, talk, and play, like, move my mouse every now and then to click on abilities and shit. I could do that for like a fucking 10 hours a day, honest to God. Like it's and it's not even just I could do it, it's that I actually enjoy doing it because I got to focus on the conversations a little bit more.
Yeah.
Compared to Yeah,
FPS streaming is, it's much, I mean, anything that's real time, it's a lot harder to focus on chat and things like that.
I just got something really interesting here. In your indica, what do you think of this trinket?
Ooh, that's actually, because you have the, I mean, I never use this trinket, but it's actually,
but I think it's viable.
Yeah,
here.
it's actually relevant. See, I don't know what to think about it, because I've never once considered this trinket in like the history. I have 1,400 hours. I don't think I've ever considered that trinket.
I've considered it only for act. Oh, Mortal Ward. Do you know that one?
Which one? Honestly, I don't know the names. Like, honestly,
I remember all the names at this point. Mortal Ward on DB on entering Death's Door, you gain crit token, dodge token, and -2 stress.
That one. Yeah, I never used that one. I don't like the.
I use it all the time.
Really?
In Act 3. In Act 3.
Oh, yeah.
You see that, right?
Yeah.
Because like if I enter Death Door, it's a 75 into 75% chance to get hit again, right? So might as well.
I honestly don't hit Death's Door that often in Act 3, but I also play the stand fast strategy. I've seen you. You don't always play stand fast.
I did. I don't know if I'm just a masochist, but I like to, like, I'm sure you saw, like, I like to do shit for fun.
It also depends on the team.
Yeah, I like to do like dumb shit for fun really often.
The thing with stand fast is obviously you need something that can penetrate block, obviously.
No, you don't even need to. Like, just hire robbery or just fucking DOT and you're set.
I mean, DOT. I consider DOT piercing block. Like.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
Yeah, I should definitely use stand fast a little bit more often if I want to win consistently. But yeah,
I think it's more like, I mean, you win. You've never lost against the fault, right?
I have 100% win rate against it. Yeah, that's so my whole marketing.
I was like that for up until last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh no!
I screwed up. I forgot my Man at Arms was sneaky, Like I completely
Oh.
spaced it, and I was like, I did all the standard stuff. I had a grave robber, I think that run. I got her up
Uh,
to 20 whatever speed, noisemakers.
Jesus, the 2020 is the golden
Yeah.
number.
And then I'm like, all right, this is easy, just noisemaker, easy win. And then I'm like, I didn't even notice until after I used the noisemaker. I'm like, wait, he's sneaky, huh? So
Oh, that's an issue.
so yeah, I ended up triple marked. I still almost won that game. Even
There
triple marked.
was the closest one that I ever got was a grave robber tanking for me. I don't know if you saw that run. That was, oh dude, I wish I uploaded that one. Fuck. It was so good. It was literally Dismas and Grave Robber against the Faulted Feint at max health. The other two died within the first blow.
Yeah.
It was literally just a 2v1 situation with Grave Robber and Dismas, and I fucking clutched it out my asshole. I don't know how the hell I did it. It was the best run I've ever done. And I don't have it recorded on anywhere. I'm so fucking sad.
Yeah, I almost had this one. I had him down to, when I died, I had him at like 60 HP or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all because of my stupid. I was running a cultist, which a cultist. So
yeah, I don't like him.
I open the second phase with offering, get stunned,
Yeah,
of course. I don't know how I feel about stun being one of the offering things.
Like the suppress or
No, he can stun himself, off offering.
wait, who? Who are we talking about? I'm confused now.
The occultist, one of the side effects. Off
Really?
offering? Yeah, stun is one of them.
Oh, the occultist. Oh,
Yeah.
I was about to say. Yeah, I thought you said just. Oh, okay. I was like the cultist enemies.
Oh,
What?
okay. Yeah.
yeah. No. Yeah. Occultist. Right. Okay.
So I open up getting stunned with stunning myself. Then of course I get suppressed and stunned. And then of course
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm perma blind, so I ended up missing like 3 or 4 opportunities for stars in that fight.
Yeah.
Man, the occultist, I actually watched some of your stream yesterday. I watched you trashing the occultist.
It's the cultist isn't great because he's hyper reliant on allies. That's
Yeah.
the biggest issue I have with him. Like I think the only way to have a cultist be reliable in that fight is to have either Man at Arms defender. So you could have, for example, Man at Arms tank, he would stand fast, right?
Yep.
And then playing defender on your cultist so he doesn't get suppressed. The
Yep.
suppress will go on Man at Arms instead, right?
Yep.
Or vice versa, you play ritualist and you try to get dodge on him. Or again, enlightening element, which is my favorite thing to do. Just enlightening element, pairing patriarch, your cultist, and have him be essentially 75 dodge token forever.
Man, the occultist has so much potential, but they bungled his other unchecked power skills. Like,
Yeah, dude, what the fuck is malediction and anamnesis? They suck ass, dude.
I even had a perfect anamnesis run, and it still sucked. I had a run
Oh my god.
last week. I got region 1 Leviathan, got the bleed trinket, and it's still not good. And I was running Act 1 so I could, AoE the final boss. Because that's the other thing about anamnesis is most of the time it's only relevant in like trash fights, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, who cares about bleeding a full party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand that skill at all. Like, and of course, malediction. Malediction is fun, and it could be good, but the problem is it gets resisted, and it's also too short for like the bosses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I think you were talking about it should be like by round.
Yeah, but that's too long.
Yeah, it would be too strong. I also think, I don't know exactly how to fix it, but I know some sort of combination of, I don't know, is 5 turns too much?
In some situations, yeah.
Depends on
it's hard to say. I think it's just like it's the same thing with Cause of Death. It's one of those abilities that just cannot be good because if it is, then it's too good.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but that's like just simply how it is.
I think Cause of Death actually won me some runs.
Oh yeah, we've won several times with Cause of Death. Every time I used it, like mindfully, like not just equip it for no reason, but like actually actively used it, I've been able to shut on like everything.
I think
it's really fun.
I think it's actively good against the fault because the thing with the fault is you're racing, and that's a way to
in some ways, yeah.
That's a way to get good front load damage especially since, I mean, typically you bring some fragments. That's like the ideal. Bring some fragments to the fault. And that's like, it's basically GG, some fragments with like a runaway or something. And it's basically GG with cause of death in like 1 or 2 turns. But that's a very
fragments into cause of death is fun, yeah, for sure.
That's a very, very narrow like use case for that skill though. That's the problem with a lot of these skills. Is like,
by the way, I don't know if you heard from last stream as well, but backdraft. I've been loving that ability. Loving it. Like unironically using it like every other fight, like so often.
I've still never gotten I should probably do a backdraft because I've seen it used.
Yeah,
but like,
it's so fucking good. It's so good.
But like, how do you get it down in like regular fights?
Orphan Firestarter, right? Into crit Searing Strike. Or into crit backdraft that usually takes plus 40% damage into crit token, right?
Yep.
So even something for 10 damage, it's 14 damage, then that on crit 21. Off a single 3x3 burn. On average. 20 damage. 2 ability combo. Yeah?
That actually is. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so simple, right?
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's a fucking 20 damage combo with DOT on another enemy with a long-lasting buff on an ally as well. Sure, you can only do it like once or twice, but that's still very strong. I haven't done it on my stream yet, but it's something that I've thought about. But dude, I spend way too much fucking time thinking about this game, by the way. I come up with like 99 different strategies that I haven't even implemented yet. There's so many fucking things I haven't done.
I need to start.
But the most successful... Sorry?
I need to start running more... I see you run like the craziest comps, and I'm like, I need to do that, but also...
Really? What would you consider as a crazy
I don't know
comp?
if they're crazy, but like... You definitely play differently than I do. And I've been trying...
Yeah.
I started a series once a week where I run like some meme team that's like completely garbage. But I keep running... Instead of like being interesting, I keep running really dumb comps that like aren't that... Although I had a really dumb team that I actually won with that was surprisingly fun. I ran Poet, Carcass, Physician, Sergeant. And it sounds terrible, right? Like and it doesn't even sound fun.
Poet, Carcass, Physician, Sergeant.
Basically, I was like, what's the lowest damage comp I can conceivably win with? And it was...
Okay.
And it was actually surprisingly fun. Like, of course, I lost most of the road fights, right? Like, you can't, you can't win road fights with that team.
Right, yeah.
But I actually got the win with that team, and it was Act 1, so like it's hard to lose Act 1 if you're experienced at least. I think it was like a 30-round
I think
fight.
you could win Act 1 with almost anything, as long as you have a little bit of damage. I think Act 1's like really easily.
That's only if you're... I've seen a lot of beginners struggle with it because they don't understand like action economy. So like you end up...
Oh yeah, that's a really good word. Action economy. Yeah.
Like if I see people, you know, I like to check in on other streams too. Like I'll check in on like a random stream and they'll be like, it'll be like round 5 and they have no locks dead. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to be a win. I can already like, you can already see the loss.
Yeah. Or they had the win, but they did something else that's less effective. And oh, dude, that's like, oh, dude. So I don't know if you know this, but Shuffle and I were planning on doing
I saw I saw that. Yep.
And holy shit! Like I just know I'm gonna be like, please do this instead. I'm just gonna freak out. I'm just gonna beg them to do like one specific thing because I know that's gonna win them the game, but they don't see it because whatever reason, right?
I do that a lot on Brat's stream.
Sorry?
I do that a lot on Brat's stream. But I don't want to
dude, that's why
I don't want to backseat him either because like, you know.
Dude, that's why I don't go on his streams anymore. It's so unfortunate. It's because I'm like, fuck, please just you know what I mean? Like shit.
He's on a win streak now though. I think he's on like a 5 streak.
Hell yeah. I mean eventually I definitely wouldn't say it's too difficult to start quote unquote streaking in this game anymore. It's so long an achievement. Like I I said this like the fact that I was. Do you remember the one time? I don't know if you were here, but at one point in time, I decided to do for subs. I every single sub I remove an ability,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, I remember that.
I removed, no joke, like fucking. I was down to like 2 abilities on average on every single person, right? It was not hard. I still like want it like fucking easily. It wasn't like that difficult at all. So I don't know. I don't know if that's like me being a fucking cocky asshole, but at the same time, like like it's once you understand the game, it's really not that bad. Like with all roguelikes, you know what I mean? All
Yeah.
roguelikes are like that. Take in Hades or Slay the Spire, right? Once you understand a certain game, once you understand the concept of certain aspects of the game, you just become better at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you play at such a high efficient, once you play so efficiently at a high level, then the mistakes that you made, they just never will happen. You know what I mean? It's impossible.
How do you feel about difficulty long term in this game?
If the game is not going to implement anything, I will. I'm in contact with like several modders at the moment, and oh yeah, we're gonna be changing up the game like radically if they're not gonna do anything about it.
I'm really hoping this game is perfect for like Ascension style difficulty.
Oh yeah,
that solves so many problems. Because
yeah.
like I said, this game is super difficult for new players, and especially once it goes live on Steam, there are going to be a ton of players that have never played this type of game, honestly, and they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah,
but there needs to be something. There needs to be something for us, like, and even like average players.
Oh, dude,
will eventually.
trust me, I'm gonna be creating a bunch of mods to make everyone's life harder as a quote unquote like high level player.
See, I never did mods on Darkest Dungeon 1. Of course, it didn't need it the same way this does, but I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope I don't have to like run mods on like my normal runs.
I feel like it's inevitable though, because the whole DD2 community survived off mods. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing. Like it's a DD thing for mods to exist.
See, I never played mods, so that like I don't think I ever played mods on Darkest Dungeon 1.
Yeah, I guess everyone's
2,000
experience
hours.
is a little bit different. Yeah,
But
that's fair.
like,
okay,
like all I care about is the difficulty. If they get everything else right, we just need the difficulty. And in Darkest Dungeon 1 had the difficulty. Like Torchless is hard, no matter how good you are. Like I
think it's because there's like raw percentages in play for that game, but
and that's why they need. Well, the thing is, Infernal doesn't actually do anything. It's more of an annoyance than it. Like, it slightly nerfs dot comps, but not really.
For my own Infernal, when I get my hands on the final version of this game and a couple modders, 10% prot is going to be in the game. You know the zero flame effect where enemies have a chance of getting crit tokens?
Yep.
Fuck it. Enemies have a chance of getting any tokens. Like any. Like speedy, damage, crit. Not just at 5%, but at like fucking 10% too.
That is terrifying, honestly.
You're going to have to learn how to play with token transactions. That is one thing that this game is currently missing, and it's the idea of trading tokens. Trading vulnerability for block. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Trading, like all those things are... it's one of the most beautiful mechanics in a game developed for roguelikes, and they're not even utilizing it. They're fucking not. I don't understand. It's so beautiful and like perfect in so many ways. Playing double cross to deal damage and apply to vulnerability, something like that, right?
Yep.
You learn how to deal with block tokens instantaneously by having that equipped. But is it worth trading that one utility ability for over damage or something like that? I don't know. Right? You're going to be the ones who have to decide that. And once people realize how important some abilities are and have the difficulty of choosing utility over damage, that's when the game becomes like fucking beautiful in my eyes.
Yep.
I don't know if this is like some fucking grand like some like hippie shit, but like I don't know how to explain it.
So how do you feel about cultist trinkets? I saw you just discard another cultist trinket
There's only like 3, 4 good ones.
It's depressing because you also don't get them very often.
Yeah.
Like the drop rate has just been obliterated.
Yeah, yeah, for some yeah, I remember. It used to be really high at one point, then they removed that.
And it doesn't make
I think
sense.
I think at one point I was no joke finding a Dark Temptation every other run. I remember that.
See, that's the problem with like they need to balance them because obviously you increase the drop rate, you increase the chance to get temptation, which is like an auto win.
Yeah.
But also
Dark Temptation, Jealous Whisper is also a really good one.
But also I'm just not you just don't find cultist trinkets, so you can never plan around them the way you can like region and boss trinkets. And I feel like I feel the same way about hero trinkets. You just don't find them. It's just kind of a nice thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure how the trinket drop rates and all that kind of stuff is. Because I can only talk about the stuff that I know for certainty, right? I can't go off vibe. You know what I mean? As much as how many hours I have in this game, I can't go off vibe and say, oh yeah, it should like drop a little bit more. But maybe it's already high. Maybe it's already 20%. Maybe we're just not fighting cultists enough. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm glad they're working on the wiki right now. That's how
that's
how I got so
or no?
No, I'm not. That's how I got so good at Darkest Dungeon 1. Like I straight up memorized the wiki for Darkest Dungeon 1.
Oh fuck yeah.
It's the same thing with Stardew. I memorized everything in Stardew Valley, basically.
Yeah, memory is a big reason for to be good at a game, especially like DD2. Hey, there you are. Do I not have this thing hasn't been converting at all? Sorry. What was I on about?
Oh, you're talking about memory.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting like distracted there. Fucking goldfish memory, sorry, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it needs yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Cultist Trinkets.
I feel like you need to have good memory because in this game there's so many different aspects, like understanding the moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like it completely changes how you play the game.
Like for cultists, I've been doing I do a decent amount of like fresh profile runs just to see how it is.
Okay.
Like it's the fact that there are only 2 cultist trinkets and they're both usable in base. They have a misstep and wounding words.
Yeah.
Like those are both very strong for a fresh profile.
They are, yeah.
Like
they're pretty good.
That makes cult like whenever I'm doing a fresh profile, I will prioritize cultist fights. And I feel like that's what I like about like the trophy system, the boss trinket system, and the new trinket system where trinkets are region based, is you can like actually think ahead and plan out your run. You're like, all right, I need to hit this region twice. I need to hit this region for the trophies.
Yeah, yeah.
But for like cultists, because most of them suck, you're just never. Cultists are never part of your. They're just like an annoyance, basically. They're never.
To be fair though, like once you do find the godly trinket and whatnot, it completely shifts the tides, turns the tide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be fair. Also, this is not working right now. I don't know if you saw that. Man at Arms is stunned, but he did not gain the regen. So this is bugged at the moment.
Did he get? I completely missed it. Is that supposed to be heal instead of?
No, it's 2 regen. It's 2 regen. I feel like the reason they haven't picked it up is because no one uses the trinket. You know what I mean?
I swear, you're probably like the first ever to.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, takes fucking forever. Jesus. There's already a message to the feedback channel about it, in fact. Really? No, it does. It gave me positive tokens in her indica, like over Sperm Watch. But the stun into regen thing should work no matter like how that stun is obtained. You know what I mean? It's still a stun token, right? I don't know if it does work at the moment with the gain on stun res, add one positive token. Right now it's working. Like that literally 2 seconds ago I had doesn't work with stopwatch. What? Really? Wow. Holy
That's
shit.
interesting. Like how does that even
Yeah,
how
how
do they
does
even
that what
code
the
it like
fuck?
that?
Yeah.
Like you'd have to like
What?
specifically code it, like wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
stopwatch stun, you know what I mean? Is that a thing? I don't fucking what? That's so weird. That's wow, okay.
Like that.
Well, anyways, but
That,
yeah, this
that
this game
can't
has a
be.
lot of fucking bugs.
That's really weird because like this is such a niche. Like I've never seen a more
Yeah,
niche setup than this.
yeah, and it not working for whatever the fuck reason. It's really weird, really fucking weird. Cosmic. Oh yeah, they changed all the cosmic like names for some reason. I don't know if you noticed that
They
too.
changed like basically every name. Like a lot of
Yeah,
like slow
why?
handed. The one I hate the most is Darkly Curious.
Yeah, Darkly. What the fuck is that, man?
I don't think I've ever seen this trinket before. The Resolute Chance.
Really? I think I've seen all the trinkets in this game. I think no proxy doll I've seen.
I think I've seen that trinket before, but that was before the Resolute
The
stuff.
old version was DBR. It was the old version
Mm.
was Death Res. Why did I come here? I don't even want to fight that layer. But I mean, all right, sure. Okay, what are we doing here? Uh, that's what I sent in the feedback about 24 hours ago. They attached a video showcase and all, so not just you going crazy. That's so weird though. Such a like niche thing. Oh my god.
I'm
All
surprised someone
right, well.
actually else had feedback on that.
I'm not surprised. There's a lot of DD2 like dedicated DD2 players for some reason that just don't like stream or whatever. But I feel like would do phenomenally well like streaming and stuff.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
Like I was talking one day with another person. He was doing a yellow hand only ranged abilities, carcass only howling and damage abilities, and he's like he would win like as well. Like he wouldn't lose. Like he would actually do well. Obviously, it's a very catered run. Like he knows what he's going for and
Yeah,
stuff. But like like it's not blind. If it was blind, Jesus Christ, then he's a fucking beast. But but yeah, it's a very weird ecosystem that DD2 is in. I feel like there's a lot of people who could make some absolutely insane content, and yeah,
I don't know, making content's hard. Like I used
it is,
to
man.
back when I streamed speedrunning. Like it was nowhere near as difficult as what I'm doing right now. 'Cause it was like, you just show up, you do the same thing every day, but like actually having to think about what you're doing, like and entertaining people, it's like a whole different beast. And it's also very hard for people to get into. Like a lot of people just don't think they're entertaining, even if they are. And so it's something they never think about doing is like streaming. They're just like, it just doesn't cross their mind. And like doing YouTube never crossed my mind either until I just decided I'm like, fine, I'm going to do it. So I'm like, I figured, who's going to watch this? And that's why I did streaming because I knew, because when I started streaming, I already had an audience because I was a speedrunner in the community. And that's the only
Yeah.
reason I ever did it. So I'm like, all right, there will be people here. Like if I just started it cold, I don't even know if I'd ever have done it.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised that I grew, is because I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't have the normal stuff that would make someone successful on Twitch. You know what I mean? I don't have TikTok. I don't have anything really other than like a Discord. And the YouTube is extremely new, and yet my Twitch is doing phenomenally well, right? That's why I'm really surprised because I never had the expectation of doing this as more than a job, but more recently than ever, maybe like this couple months have been a little bit slow because started with clinicals and stuff like that. It's been really hard, but a couple months ago, like average, no joke, like 50, 60 viewers, and peaked at like 200 sometimes every now and then, right?
Yep.
Like those numbers are literally like, like very high numbers. It's like the best way I could explain it. You know what I mean? It's numbers that I wouldn't expect little old me to get. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The nice thing is, even though, there's not a huge viewer base for this game at the moment, it's not saturated either. Like right now, there are 5 people streaming this game on Twitch, at least under English.
That's true.
So it's like, and obviously there are only a couple that are like high level players. Most of them are variety people just checking out another game.
No. Sorry, I missed a fucking really good finale there.
Got like a very slight delay. I heard the no, and I'm like, oh, he missed his finale.
Just knew intuitively. A little bit scared of the upcoming turns.
The Fodder is just. What do you think are the hardest resistant encounters in the game? Like the hardest?
Oh, dude, definitely the fucking the fish boys.
I never go to the shroud. I've been doing more shroud because I had someone comment, they're like, dude, you never go to the shroud. Please go to the shroud. And there are nice trinkets in the shroud, but it's much more niche, like the trinkets. And of course the trophies are terrible. Like we all know that.
Yeah.
By far. And most of my runs I do all layers. So like it's hard for me.
That's interesting. Yeah,
it's hard
I was
for me
about to
to
ask you that.
It's hard for me to ever justify going to the. I'm like, oh, I could throw this run by going to the Leviathan and get, no rewards, or I can just. But also want to balance. But I don't even know if that's entertaining to just get destroyed in the shroud.
I mean, I don't get destroyed, but I but I definitely have fun going to the shroud. Like I noticed like a peak in viewerships and people just being like enjoying it in general when I go to the shroud, because it's recognized as a very difficult place to go to. You know what I mean?
It also just like that region plus the music just looks so much better than the other regions.
Yeah, the fucking music is so dope, so go.
Yeah, so I agree with that. The shrouds, like the shroud it has so much. It has stun, it has high damage, it has multiple turns. I don't know. Like I don't mind the shroud. I don't mind the shroud as far as like the resistant encounters. It's just it feels empty when I go there because I'm like, all right, I can either take the Leviathan for no rewards or I can just do like a normal region and avoid the lair.
It is just more interesting to watch someone struggle than watching them stomp stuff. I beg to differ on that. I'm not gonna lie. Every single time that I purposefully place myself in worse situations, no one wants to watch. Literally no one.
Probably same for me, but that's because I have a tendency to rage. And like and when I rage, it is not.
Oh no.
It is not.
That's no good.
Yeah, people get mad when I like a rage, like just a rage here or there is fine, but when I like start ranting about the game, like no one wants to hear you rant about this game.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing as well.
Even me, like
very similarly, yeah.
Even me, like if I hear someone ranting about how bad the game is, I'm like, nope. Just like
yeah, I think I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm right there with you there.
Especially, dude, I like to torture myself by reading the Darkest Dungeon Reddit, which completely hates this game.
Really?
And it's like, I mean, it's like mixed, but
interesting.
Of course, a lot of people just haven't played the game like since launch, and I'll agree. The game was. I mean, I've always loved this game, but
same here.
But on launch, it was definitely not.
It was not fleshed out. Yeah,
it was not it.
There was a lot of things that were not fantastic.
And of course, it's 100% understandable to get mad at the relationship system, the old one.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking hated the old relationship. I'm so glad they changed it.
Dude, inseparable like that used to be an actual strat. Is get rid of your inseparable.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that.
I do that all the time. Are you kidding me? I purposely, dude. If I get one person who's inseparable with everyone, I just kill them off. I don't like. I straight up just kill them off.
And now
Yeah,
Amorous,
that's true.
like now Amorous
There's a
is
lot.
like by far the best. Like
Yeah, now
it's
that you heal and shit, it's still like you still could jump in front of allies. By the way, if you didn't know,
yeah, I think I don't know.
but
According
they
to the
made it like hyper conditional.
yeah, according to the wiki, like yeah, they changed it so you're not death doored and jumping in front of your tank.
Yeah. They it still happens, but they made it way more like conditional for that to occur. So that's like good, I guess.
How do you feel about the most recent relationship changes where they like obviously hiding affinity? Like I think everyone agrees that that's a good thing. Hiding the positive affinity.
Uh, Positive infinity, like with the relationships.
Yeah. Well, like remember you used to like be able to farm with like defender, like farm
You can
max
still
affinity.
farm.
I mean, but it's
You can
not.
still farm.
But it's not shown, so it's not. You can do it, but it's
Yeah.
honestly easier to farm
It's like
now
20 years, but you know.
since they added like attack the affinity from attacks, follow up attacks, and revenge attacks. It's much
Mhm.
easier to just farm by being aggressive. I feel like, which is a good change for me.
Yeah, exactly. I like that too because I play hyper aggressively as well. I don't like playing slow. Playing slow is boring. I like to play hyper aggressive. This is a good change for me as well. Yeah, I like it.
That's why you like running no healer comps because you never have to worry about healing. You can just all damage all the time.
Yeah, just kill everything before it kills you, right? I personally love that philosophy, but you know, definitely a little bit niche, I suppose.
I don't know. I'm always terrified running no healer comps. Like
Is there
even
any reason?
I'm just I don't know. I don't think I like losing, especially
Mm,
it's a little
okay.
weird. It's a little weird now that I'm doing content, but like, especially with these all layers, deathless runs I've been doing, like I'm so terrified going to that first layer because I'm like, if I
I
die,
can die.
like, can I upload a 20-minute video? Like,
Yeah, I was about to ask.
it's never happened to me, so I've never had to consider that. But I do. I've uploaded every single run I've done for the past, I don't know, 2 months. So like my losses included, which it is a little weird because when you're uploading a full video, because I had a run that died in the middle of the run, it was like 2 hours. So like you can
uh-huh.
obviously tell like I died because you can't do a run in 2 hours. Well, maybe you could if you were like forcing it, but it's something that has not come up yet. Having to figure out what to do if I like die immediately. Because I had a run, it was Monday's run. I did a region one librarian, and I was like, wow, I'm 100% gonna die here.
Yeah, Region 1 Librarian is rough. Holy shit.
Especially,
How do you like the forcing yourself to do like one what do you call it? How do you like it forcing yourself to do one uh every single layer? How do you like it?
I mean, it's one of the ways you can actually feel challenged in this game at the moment, right? Doing every layer.
Mm-hmm.
The downside is, of course, is if you beat that first layer, most of the time you're smooth sailing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very rare you take a region one layer and then are ever in danger until the end game.
By the way, I think I might have lost.
You gotta love Act One.
Yeah.
It's still
Okay.
what did I
I think
have?
I'm kind of fucked here.
I had a team the other day that I just didn't have backline, and I was like, it's perfectly fine. I can, I have enough damage to basically 1 or 2 turn the deacon, and then the deacon got double stealth tokens, and I'm like, oh. And he also had the wrong warp on for the turn 1.
Yeah, or the right warp, I guess, for himself, right?
Yeah.
He plays the fall first. Whoa, did you see that? That's so interesting. He played the so the fall has priority the same as
Yeah,
the
I've never.
altar. He typically is supposed to do the thing first, like destroy the altar, right?
Yeah, I've always seen it that way.
Not a single crit either. Kind of sucks.
I just finished my exemplar guide.
Yeah. Fucking exemplar, I hate him. Piece of shit.
Exemplar is fun when you have a team that can cheese him. Like if you have Sergeant, then it's just basically free.
That might have not mattered, actually. Oh, no, it does.
I actually had I had a nice win with an all. It was on a fresh profile against the exemplar. It was also good footage for my video because I got to show multiple times I used just straight up move, which like beginning players will not think of that. They'll never consider just moving
or passing.
And obviously they don't know if you're like very new, you obviously don't know that he can't do the fall in rank 4.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a really good showcase. Like you got to actually think about, you can't just like mindlessly do damage and beat the exemplar. Most of the time, yes, you do have to race the exemplar because
that was so lucky, by the way. I should have been shafted there, but we were okay.
I feel like I always get the altar when he respawns with exaltation. It's very rare I get anyone else.
Really? I get everyone else but altar. But
really,
also, to be fair, I don't really get it that often as well.
It's really annoying because I always end up, I can never kill the altar in time.
It's
if
really high speed.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how I feel about it being high speed.
When I think well, yeah, I don't know about the high speed because I think I'm okay with high speed. But I think it'd be better with like, I do like him having the altar early, so you could just make that an auto action.
This guy might be dead here. My Dismas. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think we're just letting him go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna let him go. Dodge it. Nice. Survived.
Man, sometimes exemplar fights just don't go. Like sometimes you just destroy the exemplar, and sometimes it's just like this.
Really? I think this is fine. I think this is okay. It's not too bad.
I don't know. Well, like I said, I've been doing deathless runs, so it's not fine for me.
Oh yeah, that's true. Deathless, yeah, it's a different thing.
Like I had a run the other day. It was last week. I was doing my the new challenge I've been doing is I've been doing all 3 acts with the same team and deathless. And I had a run where actually I've had 2 recent runs where I've had 1 hero die to the locks. And like technically technically I won.
Sorry.
Technically I obviously won, but I obviously lost the deathless. And I'm sure people are confused when like after the run is over and I recap, I'm like, oh my god, that was such a terrible run. I had 1 hero die.
Yeah.
But like that's just how it's been. That's why I like my deathless runs.
By the way, do you see my dilemma at the moment?
I mean, I feel like I always go exemplar, right?
Go exemplar.
No, because it's then.
Yeah.
Because I guess he pillars, huh?
Exactly. I mean, it's region, so technically he doesn't gain any of the actions, and I could just play off speed.
I mean, he has death's door, so
yeah. It's just that if I get cucked on speed, I'm fucked.
I mean, Evangelist has.
I know that Grave Robber still has an option.
Evangelist has death's door though, right? So like, you can't actually kill the Evangelist before.
We have burn. It's 30% chance. I'm pretty sure I go for exemplar here no matter what as well, though.
Yeah.
Because I have like 3 hits afterwards. It's just DBR versus our luck, I guess. It could die first turn too. Riposte? Oh, okay. There we go.
Easy enough.
Hey.
Not even close.
But yeah, even like when we enter those situations, I've learned to like kind of remain calm. It's not that bad. Like you get out of like a lot of situations.
I don't know. That one was pretty bad though, because what he had a couple shots that he could have taken.
No, I only had one
Or-
DBR there to be checked. That was it. It was impossible otherwise for me to die there. I had one DBR check and that was like it. That was like the only way. If it was a worse situation, I would have freaked out a lot more. How about that? But even losing Dismas there, I was guaranteed to win that fight, and I had enough master points to kind of like recover on the other allies too. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like too terrible. And the trinkets I have, most importantly, are very like transferable onto allies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the stuff, it's good. Doesn't matter who I pick on. But again, yeah, it's different from my games versus your games because you're doing deathless, right?
This is also Act 1, so like you're never really in danger with this team of losing against the Locks. Have you ever lost against the Locks? I know you're
Maybe like when I was like new to the game, but
I don't think I've ever lost against the Locks. I remember I won my first run, which it was actually pretty easy to win your first run back when it released. Because that was back when Ounce healed stress and there was no
yeah,
threshold.
dude, I got tired of I stopped keeping track of my win streaks for Act 1. I was no joke like 40+ win streaks deep. I'm like, bro, fuck it, man. There's no point in keeping track of this shit. Oh my god.
I didn't keep I never started keeping streaks until I started watching you. I'm like
It's a little bit funny.
I still don't incorporate it, but in my like streams or anything, but
It's not like a whole thing, rather, right?
when did you start? Like you're 69-2. When did that actually start? Do you remember?
71 games ago. That's all I know. That started when Act 3 came out. Yeah, precisely when Act 3 came out. And I started ever since because because when Act 3 came out, everyone was losing against Act 3, right?
Yeah.
And I was the only one who wasn't. So, so I'm like, hey, you know, I'm doing Act 3 literally every day. Why not put a streak there to make myself look cooler?
I started tracking at relationship. Right now I'm 35-3.
That's nice. Hell yeah.
I mean the losses are just being stupid. Well, I had the one fault I had the one fault loss, of course, with the sneaky. And then I had
that's so unfortunate.
I had a random loss. There was one run I did with I don't even remember the exact team, but it was a terrible team. It was a rank
terrible.
It was a rank 2 surgeon, and my surgeon was like the only damage. Because it was like intermezzo and like monarch and something else. I don't remember the exact team, but that was right when the relationship update came out. And during the relationship update, I did a stream every day in addition to a video.
Wow.
So it was like I was playing way too much, and I've started to learn like that's something I definitely have to keep track of. That's why I don't do regular streams, because my video you can like tell when my videos are bad, and when I'm tired, and then I upload the video the next day, and the watch time will be like in half. That's what I really like about YouTube is like you get the direct feedback, even if they don't comment, even if they don't.
I'm the opposite. I've noticed the days where I stream, even if I'm low energy, they still do well. I think my gameplay is just so high level that it speaks for itself now.
You kind of
know what I mean?
You've got like your own vibe to the stream.
Yeah,
It's like
I have like several different quote unquote personalities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like well established, so people are like, you know, oh, okay, he's, you know, that today or whatever. The playlist too, yeah.
You also got like with streaming, like it's much more of a dedicated audience, right? Like obviously
That's
you've
true,
got
yeah.
the same. I mean, even on my bad videos, I have a core audience that'll just watch the whole thing just because they do. I don't know why they do it, but they do. But then, you know, the randoms that come in, they'll like instantly click off the stream if I'm, I don't know, in a bad mood or something. That's what affects it.
Yeah. I mean, that's like to be expected. I mean, like people who don't know your personality when you talk in a certain provocative manner are just not going to be here, stuff like that, right? Which is like, it's whatever. It's how it is.
I think it's good feedback. It makes I have to like I'm being much more conscious of like how because like when I used to stream, I would never like pay attention to what I'm actually doing, because like it was all about, especially since I was just a speedrunner. I'm like, all right, I don't actually have to be entertaining or do anything. I'm just here to speedrun, and I'm not trying to grow. But now that I actually have to grow, I actually have to think. I can't ramble.
For me, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is like just me because my personality is a little bit fucking weird, or like I never had that feeling of having to kind of be an actor. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like you're like
sure.
You're much more natural at this, though, I think.
Yeah, I think it's also because I did this for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Like almost every other day-ish. I did like out of the 2 years, I have like 400 days streamed, which is, like every other day pretty much, right? And so yeah, I do have like a certain element of natural to this, but also like my personality is just very extroverted as well, I suppose.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I don't like I don't and see I handicap myself because like look at how late I've been, doing this for. I've been doing it regularly since like October, but like I'm just now connecting with the Darkest Dungeon 2 people. Like I've lurked Brat's stream for a while since I started looking, but
my stream as well.
I never even contacted him. He found me randomly on YouTube. He was like searching up other creators, and he reached out to me, and that's how we connected.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like
what
I
did
never
he reach out to you for, just like tips and stuff, or what?
No, he was just like, hey, I like your videos. He was just like, hey, I'm also a creator, blah blah blah, and now we chat once in a while.
Oh, that's cute. Hell yeah.
So, and like I reached out to you a couple weeks ago, something like that. I
mean, it's definitely like a little like hodgepodge of creators here who try to help each other out, because like we like it's a weird like thing, because like none of us are really like quote unquote making it. You know what I mean?
Except Shuffle.
Other than like Shuffle, a little bit.
Shuffle's our godfather.
Even he has his own struggles. You know what I mean? It's not like he's fucking living lavishly as a YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he still has to like do like, a couple things here and there or whatever. Right. It's but either way, like Darkest Dungeon, like we try to help each other out as much as we can, because I feel like this is also true. The moment that one of us breaks out, everyone else would also get a lot more traction as well.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I noticed is that these YouTuber groups or content creation groups in terms of all this stuff, in association with each other, just a recognition of the recognition between each other, that alone helps them drive their own type of content. It's a type of competition that I've learned and kind of loved recently.
Yeah.
Like me with like video editing and stuff like that, I never would have expected myself to re-enter that like era again where I try to make content, right?
Yeah.
But recently, holy shit, I fucking love video editing now, and that's because I was motivated to see British Brat blow me the fuck up on YouTube. I'm like, shit, I want to do that too. You know what I mean?
Do you like video editing?
I like it. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't do it every day, so like for example, this is I guess it's a little bit, but like for example, the little like these little things, right? Like the Act 3 guide analysis Darkest Dungeon.
Yep.
Like if you just take a look at it, like all the little like cool, like okay, we have a little bit of a a little bit of a I don't even know what to call this. Little intro title, a little bit of text shown at the bottom, some close up what do you call it? Some close up shit, some I don't know, like normal. I kind of like it. It's cute. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. I don't know.
It's probably because you're not on like a schedule yet.
Yeah.
I think that's part of like why I get stressed out video editing. Like my relationship guide, like for the past month, it's been pretty lazy because I've been doing the hero guides, which I don't actually have to edit really. It's mostly all about the script. But like the relationship guide, there were so many clips, there were so many cuts. Like my PC couldn't even handle it. Like when I tried to render it.
Yeah. It helps out to have a good PC too. Yeah.
I do need to invest. Like my CPU can't handle the video editing. And also,
no.
And also, I'd like to run this game in like 4K because I have 4K monitors.
Okay, I should probably do that. Like, I don't know why, but my settings are like super low, I think. Oh no, never mind. They're high. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I run 1080 high, but I do get some lag in some places, so I definitely like to upgrade my PC at some point. It's been and see, I never needed to because I didn't video edit, and I still like mostly just play indie games like, you know, Slay the Spire.
I'll be honest, my friends are the reason why I even got into this, is because I never had a PC until 2 years ago, which is kind of inspiring in some ways because, again, I didn't know how to use I didn't have a good mouse or whatever.
Yeah.
I was a fucking PC player, right? Like, or laptop player. You know what I mean? So I enjoy my little rise to quote unquote mini stardom for now, just because my friends got me into video games on PC.
Yeah.
Like it made me, they all played Valorant when COVID hit, right? And off Valorant we decided to like from Valorant we got into Apex, then from Apex down to here, then and stuff like that. It's like a little evolution of of the progress of my own personal journey. I like it.
That's interesting. I don't have any friends that have actually one of my friends recently started streaming, like just recently, because he saw how much I'm enjoying doing this. So that was pretty cool. But otherwise, none of my friends play these type of games. But most of my friends are from like high school, so I don't know. I'm not good at making friends as an adult, probably.
Oh no. That breaks my heart, bro.
I guess
because
more
all
just
my friendships are rekindled friendships from high school as well. But I feel like it's I don't know. I like it.
I'm like a super introvert. Like I don't leave my house except to work and go to school. So
I mean, yeah, I was like that too in thing. Do you want to? Like the other question is do you even want to?
Not really, honestly. Like I know it would
yeah, exactly.
I know it would be like good for me, like mentally, to actually have a life.
Some people just it's fine. Everyone's like, doing their own thing.
How do you feel about the mountain right now? I see a lot of
it's fucking lame.
I see a lot of comments about wanting to change it, but I also don't know. Like, I don't want to make it longer, but I also don't. What would you change about the mountain? Like,
bring Exemplar back. Give me fucking 3 of them.
All right.
Fuck it, bro. Keep in mind, I'm a fucking masochist, right? Like, like whatever's harder is always gonna be more fun for me. But I generally feel like the exemplars on mountain, they weren't that bad. I think they were a good challenge. I don't like it being end region. I liked it better when they were in the mountain. Exemplar.
Oh, I definitely think they should be the final guardian. I don't know about the mountain, but
yeah. Oh, okay.
I like him as the guardian. I don't know how I feel about in the mountain, but again, I'm thinking of like how do you balance it for new players? But I guess if you're in the mountain, like, it's fine to make it a challenge at that point.
Yeah, I don't fucking know, honestly. That's like stuff that I can't like wrap my head around because I don't understand the game well enough to. Like, I understand the game well enough, but there are some things where.
Well, like from a game design, like game design is so much harder than just playing games.
I could critique all I want. I could say what's wrong about this game, but that's not gonna change about like what I could say about what it needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could say that Man at Arms needs a fucking nerf, but you know what I mean? But how exactly? I don't know. Like, I don't get rid of his bolsterer or some shit. I don't know.
See, I like Man at Arms.
Is that right? Is that acceptable? I don't know.
I like Man at Arms because all of his skills except Abandon are actually usable. Like,
Dude, way too usable.
like you need to use. But I would rather bring up like other heroes to that level to where like I can actually use all their skills.
Hmm.
Hellions a really interesting example because Hellions very strong, but only half their
But she
skills.
just does what she wants.
Only half her skills are even like ever usable outside of like,
Yeah.
you know, Carcass. You can start using Yop. Although I've seen other people use Yop in regular scenarios. I never do.
Yeah, Yop is actually not that bad. Like double stun and weakened, it's okay. It's just not good against bosses because you don't need it against bosses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But outside of those situations, yeah, it's okay.
But like outside of like in random road fights, like I don't really need Yop. Like I'd rather just, especially with her damage, like you can just erase one enemy like turn one.
Yeah, that's a big issue that I have with Mr. or Mrs.
And that's the thing
What
with
do you call it?
like yeah, you can nerf the cooldown on Howling End, but I'm still
It
I'm
doesn't
still
matter.
I'm still opening with
Yeah,
Howling End and deleting
exactly.
someone.
No matter what, I still am. That's why I wasn't sure about just increasing cooldowns. It's kind of like, yeah, all right, sure, but doesn't matter. I don't think cooldowns are going to be the main reasons why you should nerf an ability. Like adding retribution cooldown, right?
Yeah.
Sure, it's a little bit more integral, but it doesn't matter. I still have taunt, and I'm typically going to play something in between it anyways. If I spam retribution consistently, then I'm gonna get way too much stress and die, or too low health and die. You know, I'm still gonna have to play crush. I'm still gonna have to play bolster. I'm still gonna have to play strategic at one point.
Yep.
Right. But so that one cooldown honestly doesn't fucking matter to me. I feel like the biggest issue I have with Men at Arms is these three abilities in particular: strategic, crush, and bolster.
Yep.
Or these three: crush, bolster, and retribution. It's because these three are issue that strategic becomes an issue, but retribution allows controlling of a fight and transaction of tokens on your side way too fluidly.
Yep.
You know, like you could exchange your blind and weakens that are supposed to be on Dismas, that are supposed to be on Jester, but under Man at Arms instead because he has a taunt. Because fuck you, I have a taunt, right?
Yep.
Do you see what I mean? And then he's able to trade it out. Versus Dismas, he has a little bit of an issue. Sure, you could play take aim, but then you have to deal with the weekend. Sure, you could play double cross, but then maybe you wanted to play take aim instead. Do you see what I mean? You have to play like side things. But for him, he doesn't matter. Riposte just does it for him.
Yep.
And when he has high stress, it is literally the most high stress healing ability in the game right now. Consistently. Raucous Revelry could heal 3+3, right?
Yep.
But how often does that happen?
Well, also bolster is just because of the thresholds, like
nuts.
because of the banter thresholds, like
Yeah.
you get two heroes back under the threshold, and you're just
Safe.
you're just farming affinity the whole region. Like,
Yeah, you're just safe.
Where do you think you
Like,
get the
I
most?
feel like it needs to be.
Where do you
Sorry?
where do you feel like you get the most affinity now? Like, do you think it's from roads now? After they nerfed, because
I'd
they
still
nerfed.
say it's from in items.
And I see.
On average, I'd say in items. But if we're talking about early in the region, I'd say it's
I'm
probably
not sure. I think I think it's probably from roads. I don't know how I feel about the nerfed encounters. I like the -2 on the negative side because it requires actual thinking. But like only being +1 on the positives, I guess it was probably too easy to farm, huh?
Yeah,
Like-
it really was.
But also, I guess I mean the road affinity is easy to farm too, but at least it requires play. You have to actually stay at low stress, so I guess that's it makes the stress matter more. I don't know. I do like the affinity. I think the affinity system is almost perfect at this point. You just need to keep tweaking it.
I really love the affinities. I feel like it just needs items. It needs items to be a little bit different, and I think it's perfect. Items are the only thing that I think needs to be changed about it.
Yeah.
Well, that was unnecessary, but doesn't matter. Oh yeah, dude, fucking Howling End's abilities, or rather trinkets, are fucking terrible. They're so bad.
Like, what is the point of tomato? Like, why does that exist?
Oh my god, Tomato's just fucking booty. It's just ultra mega ass, dude. Like I don't see any purpose in it, like ever in any
Like that
situation.
that really makes me question, like have they played the game? Like, why would you?
Yeah, yeah. There are some things that makes me go like, Red Hook. Are you sure you played this before? You know, like
Yeah.
there are some things like that. I can't think of any on the spot, but there are definitely times. You know what I mean? There are definitely times.
But also, that's, the tomato is just a symptom of like having Ravager, which is just Hellion plus, basically.
Yeah, Ravager's way too
Although,
strong. It's because the bleed version is not like good.
well, the problem with Ravager is, why does she need max HP? Like, you give her the bleed, right? Why do
Yeah.
you, like, you just counter it? I feel the same way about Vanguard. Like, sure, he has the minus dots, but you also give him HP instead. So it's basically a no downside path with only
pretty
damage.
much. Like the bleed thing for Helen, and the minus bleed and also getting bleed is not even that bad of a thing. It's could be considered a plus at times.
Plus she has adrenaline, so it's like she doesn't care about.
She gives less of a shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a weird thing for sure. And
Like, at least with Arsonist, the burn generally matters because lower HP and no way to heal it. So it's like an
Arsonist is I'd say Runaway and Grave Robber are probably the most balanced characters in the game at the moment.
Although I still don't use Survivor.
Survivor's really bad now. Ever since like they reduced the burn chance, I found it to be extremely lackluster.
They need to give her something. Like, they need to buff Ransack, and it needs to be just the Ransack path.
Dude, make Ransack like fucking blind or some shit. I don't fucking know. Make Ransack do something else, and I feel like it'll be perfect. Or even like a base searing strike. You could do something with that too.
Oh god, breakthrough. Please don't talk about breakthrough.
Breakthrough into Yop to stun from the combo. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a thing if you want to use multiple turns to do.
Yeah, it's a very unique thing. Off a percentage chance, by the way, as well. It's not even guaranteed.
That's just the problem.
It's only 66%. 66 or 33% chance on Tomato. I don't fucking remember. It's one of them.
That's just the problem with things like that. Like, especially with Hellion, you can just do damage instead of doing multiple turns to set up. I do think this game's done a lot better job than Darkest Dungeon 1 in making setups actually matter. Because in Darkest Dungeon 1, I almost never used buffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, damage was always
like damage was always key.
The Pokemon issue, right?
But like here, even like naked strength tokens, which like theoretically aren't that great because
really? I think they're fantastic.
But they end up being great because of the disparities in power. So like it's perfectly fine for a sergeant to give a strength token to one of your DPS characters.
Yeah.
Like it's actually actively good, even just a naked strength token. So they've done a really good job on that front. The token system is way better than Darkest Dungeon 1. It's like, I mean, combat in general is just way better than Darkest Dungeon 1. Nice overkill there.
A little bit too much, but we'll take it. But I mean, once you kill one, it's pretty much GG at this point.
I still think the locks are fine though, because they're just the first act, so.
Yeah, as a first act, I think they're genuinely the best boss ever.
That's also, I've been running them a lot.
Wise.
Whenever I'm running like a super meme comp, I'll always run the locks because you need you don't need like super specific teams for Act 2. You just need something that can hit the back line. But like Act 3, there are a lot of teams that just won't do it against Act 3. Like if you're going to do Act 3 without a tank, it has to be like a very specific setup. Like like a super, you have to like actively plan.
Is it possible for me to claim those setups as my own?
I mean, you're the only one I've seen doing those dodge setups.
Yeah, so. Like I don't think anyone else does it the way that I do it, man.
But like every week I run I use random party and then I use a randomizer for the paths. Mm-hmm. So, and I always do it against Act 1 because you just can't. Most like purely random parties and paths just aren't going to do the other acts.
I mean, like I always leave the you know how I have like a reward on my channel for if they want to do a thing, if they
Yeah.
want to make me play whatever
Yeah.
like acts, I'll do it. If they make me play whatever, I feel like I've always been very negative about trying new things, right? But more recently than ever, I'm kind of realize it's fine. Like I'll find a way regardless, even if it's less efficient. I feel like there's so many ways of winning this game. That's when I realized like the very first time was when I remember someone made me play fucking Aspirant, Carcass, Yellow Hand, and something else, right? Like a bleed team. But I didn't end up playing bleed team. I just ended up playing what was it? I don't know exactly what I ended up doing, but I know that Burning Stars on Anamnesis on sorry, not Anamnesis. Burning Stars on the occultist path that's supposed to be for Anamnesis, right? I forgot
Yeah.
what it's called again.
Aspirant.
Yeah, Aspirin. Yeah. I ended up playing Burning Stars for Aspirin. I ended up not giving a shit about Dismas at all and just made him spam the fuck out of take aim. And guess what? Double cross. Yeah, double vulnerability. Fucking hell, that shit's pretty fucking dope, right? What else? And I don't exactly remember what the other characters did, but that was like the whole thing. Take aim, double cross into Burning Stars, and everything would just die. It's just finding unique ways of playing less efficient things is something I fell in love with, and that's what I ended up like doing all the time here. So yeah,
On a
and I
side
think that's what made me so good too.
on a side note, Bleed is not in a good place right now. Especially considering there's
Yeah, you think?
a trophy like dedicated to Bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Because you only have think of the other pads. The other pads you have like application chance, you have in my opinion better and easier to get like blight and burn trinkets. By the way, this game desperately needs another burn character.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually put that in my Vestal speculation video. She should be a burn hero.
Yeah, like some
Well,
like holy light, some shit. You know what I mean?
That gives her like 3 distinct pads. You can have like support healer. You can have
Damage, stun, specialist.
like you have the front range, bonk Vestal that everyone liked to run, the Dark
Yeah.
Dungeon one. And then
I don't think that's gonna get revived, honestly. See how stun is currently? I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
I mean, it won't be stun, but you'll still.
It might be like days or something. I don't know. I don't like days.
You don't like it? Like, do you not like the mechanic, or do you not like using it?
Like it's both. I feel like it's kind of unnecessary with how speed is in the game. To be also fair, I play infernal, right? So everyone's +1 speed anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I use day. Well, the thing is, there aren't that many good, and obviously, you're like rarely ever dazing, like as like your primary. Oh yeah, I'm doing this move 2 days in enemy.
Like maybe like in some situations I'll big brain these days, but I feel like there's no big brain plays off of it. You know what I mean? And that's what I like to do. I like making unique, things that you're not supposed to do, but end up doing because it's technically more efficient. You know what I mean?
I did use days a lot. I just like I'm working on my fresh profile series.
Mm-hmm.
So and days is like huge in that series. Like,
yeah, because everyone's speed is so fucking low, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many ways they could incorporate Vestal. I'm looking at your chat.
Yeah.
But like you have like 3 pads already built in that you could do easy.
Yeah, I could see that as well. It's very cool. Also, look at dude, like how am I ever losing this? Like with this many tokens and shit. It's literally impossible, right? That's what I mean. Like there's some things that are just literally impossible to lose with, and I feel like once you get into this setup, against any act, even Act 3, put me up against it. Holy shit, I'm not dying.
I mean, Act 3 is so weird because like if you get the setup, like you can never lose ever. Like
yeah, it's impossible, especially like it's mathematically so improbable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, the Grave Arbor thing I talked about earlier. Deathless. Parent Patriarch into thing, right? So generating 75% dodge tokens into 90% DVR into another 75% dodge into like all these things, generating dodge tokens. It's how do you kill that? It has to crit, and then it has to hit, and then it has to Death Door twice in a row. That's the only time it could kill. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It has to do that twice in a row. And even then, I have 90% DBR for it to go through. So yeah, I don't know. Like grave robber tanking is way more like efficient than people realize. It's so fucking good. It's so good.
Dodge is just always. We covered like dodge earlier, but
Dodge is king. Yeah.
Because that's why I'd always tell people in Darkest Dungeon 1, I'm like, and obviously I didn't do content, but I'd always, I used to like being an asshole in the subreddit to people.
What did you do? What did you do?
But they'd be, they'd just be like, blah, 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 I can't do this. And I'm like, try a dodge comp. And they're like, no, you need to stack protection and stack accuracy. And I'm like, bro, if you just dodge everything, like you can't.
Yeah, it's basically like stunning. They don't have a turn.
And that's the thing that makes it better than block in both games is
always better than block.
You don't take the stress, you don't take the dots, you don't take the negative tokens in this game, of course.
Yeah,
or the debuffs.
And that's so integral. Like, have you I talked about this time and time again. My grave robber is the only character I have a true 100% win rate on. She has never died in the last 70 however many runs.
Yep.
72 games. She's the only character that has never ever fucking died. And people say, "Man, grave robber damage is like fucking 20 damage, barely anything." You're like, no, it doesn't need to. It's doing good. She's all right. What do you think about grave robber, by the way?
I mean, the grave robber is obviously like one of the weakest, in my opinion. I mean, it's just the thing is, so many of the other damage dealers are so good. Like, obviously, she has her dodge, and she also has, I don't know, I'm a big fan of HP. Like, average HP is just not it for me. There's so many here, especially once you get to ordained enemies.
Yeah.
Like random road. I don't like being able to be one shot by random road fights. Like that's why I don't like Alchemist. Like Alchemist is very strong.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I don't like the squishier characters like Ritualist, or not Ritualist, Occultist and PD as well, is because they don't have any defensive measure to the best situation is to not be in a bad situation. Right? So if I have a dodge token, if I have the block token on them, they're less likely to be in 2 health and potentially dead within 2 rounds situation. Right.
That's why I've been liking Aspirant more. I mean, it's not good. And
really, wow.
Well, the melee sucks. Like, let's be clear. Like, the melee sucks. But he at least has the block token and the HP to play with. And I just play Aspirant like a normal warlock, basically. I use pull and then burning stars.
Yeah, honestly, I see that too, man.
I wouldn't say it's good though. Like, I'd rather just be running something else.
PD has blind and daze plus indiscriminate science. Yeah, she does have like some ways of defending. However, you have to think it's very selfish. Blind is for the team. You know what I mean? Blind against a backliner to not deal damage is potentially for your men at arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Daze, same situation. It's typically for your team. When you have dodge tokens on your side, like Grave Robber does, who's very selfish, right? Arguably the most selfish one. And once you have those dodge tokens, you the survivability of that one single character is astronomical, and you don't have to worry about her. That's the main thing. I don't have to think about her. Do you see what I mean? But when I play blind, I still have to think about PD. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And indiscriminate. Okay, well, to be fair, indiscriminate science is indeed indiscriminate science. So
that skill, like, there's no reason for that skill to exist. Like, it's a cool idea.
Dude, it's way too fucking, dude. It's so strong, bro. If in my mod, I'm just gonna fucking straight up delete it. It's gonna be something. Like, it's straight up just not gonna exist. It's gonna be something else. Maybe like remove negative tokens and you gain regen, like maximum of 3 or so. I don't fucking know. Like something cool like that.
Or at the very, like, there's no reason for it not
resistances.
There's no reason for it not to have a use limit like Battlefield Medicine.
Yeah, like, I don't. That's the main thing. I don't know why it doesn't have a use. It's so easily abusable. I don't fucking get it. All right, Act 3 it is.
Looks like I forced you into doing a real act.
Was it you? Wait, I gotta see the Yar with 770
Damn, I
travel points
hit it like I was
a
pretty
couple
close
times.
behind. I'm gonna quick go to the bathroom while you do this cutscene.
Yeah, sure. Oh, all right. I got bored of pressing the button. Understandable. So runaway, Kiduki, runaway, runaway, runaway art. Yeah, we could work on this runaway. She's not in the best shape right now. Surgeon, nah. Did I? Dude, I've been loving her. Oh, I like you here, but don't really interact. That's fine. Just chilling out here is more than enough.
All right, I am back. Man, we've gone 2.5 hours already.
Yeah.
It's like it's so easy to talk about Darkest Dungeon. Like,
dude, I'm a fucking like when I did the interview with Shuffle, I didn't expect it to go that long. That was just 1 hour because I didn't want to occupy too much of his day or anything like that, right?
yeah.
But it fucking went on for literally like fucking 3 hours, I think, and I was like, holy shit! When you're nerds about something, you just you just keep talking about it.
My fans are gonna be so confused when they see my Friday upload is like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
who
what
the fuck is this guy?
Hey, I actually got someone from your stream.
Really?
I literally just opened up my dashboard, got a comment from
Hell yeah.
Laura.
But you could tell if it's like from people.
No,
on my side or
no, they literally said typing this
Oh,
from a
hi,
Shaijita stream.
Oh. Hell yeah, it's one more person, one more viewer.
One more viewer.
I want to make like a fucking Chad team. That's what I want to do. I want to make like an ultra mega Chad team against Act 3. Actually, no, Chad team against Act 3 is actually terrible because block tokens get stolen or shit.
I mean, if you had, well, you have Howl, so
Howling End, or yeah, it's not enough though. If I want to like run Leper,
that was my first. When I did my first Deathless run, I had Ravager, and then I had Warlock with Lurker locked in. And that's quite a bit of damage.
I think I want this Virtuoso, Surgeon, Sergeant, Arsonist.
You gonna show me a backdraft build?
Oh yeah, sure. We could do backdraft. Backdraft with Arsonist is super interesting because you think minus 25% damage. Oh no, fucking negative damage, right? But it's not bad. You could do it.
God, Arsonist is just so good.
Yeah, the guarantee is really nice. 33% is like a lot.
That's why,
especially taking in that most enemies don't usually have that much high. What do you call it?
I used to love Orphan, but it's just worse than Arsonist now.
You think so? I still think I think shit is fine.
Orphan was on release. Obviously, Orphan was OP. Do you remember that one week that Orphan was like?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's OP. It was a contender against other enemies, but okay. Firefly was definitely really strong, but
it was OP. It was like that first week before they nerfed some of the trinkets. It was like 26 by 3, 20 by 5.
I did 80 by 3 at one point. I remember that. I did 80 by 3. Oh my god, yeah. No, I vividly remember that against like Seething Sire or some shit. Like I did like fucking 80 or something by like 3. It was not that hard either. And you'd be surprised, like on Seething Sire, like how do you do that, right? I remember it was like some shit with like fragments, obviously the plus 200% thing. And also she had another trinket that's like plus 200% as well, knitted blanket.
It's really OP that they have that even now it's still OP, the plus burn damage minus duration. Because
really?
Well, they have the plus duration trinket, and that one's just a distant, right?
Yeah. That one, yeah. Laden Lantern and wait, no, not the Laden Lantern.
Lantern is chance, right?
Yeah, Lantern's chance. I forgot what it's called. The scroll, something scroll.
It's weird that I don't remember names. Like I know it when I see it, but I just don't remember names. It's And I have more hours than you too. Like I don't know why I don't remember things.
That's okay. I mean, I don't play for the like. Yeah, I don't play for the thing. Like, I'll be honest, I have 1.2k hours in this game, but I have no idea what the fuck is going on half the time. So, like, yeah. What do you think about paths being locked in after you have a memory on them? What do you think?
I've heard you talk about this. Like,
Yeah, I've given by 2 bits
I understand why it
already.
exists, like thematically, but as far as like a gameplay mechanic, it's not fun. Just being locked in one path forever, especially like if you're, especially like guys like us, like you're the only time we lose a memoried hero is when, you know, we choose to
Yeah.
like reset them. So it's
Or like by accident, because that's what happened to me a couple times. Oh, wow.
I don't even run like I don't keep memoried heroes anymore. I just end up resetting them. But
Really?
well, like
I don't have the heart to do that. I don't have the heart. I can't.
I eventually lost. I had an Iron Constitution Man at Arms that also had like all the HP ones. Then after I lost
yeah.
him, and now I do deathless runs, and it feels like cheating to be like, all right, I'm going to start this deathless run with full memoried heroes. I like starting them off. It makes it a little more interesting to start them off at nothing and then build them up over the 3 acts. Because like that's just how it's probably going to be when they have the full 5 acts.
I hope that's what they're gonna do as well. So it's like it doesn't feel as if it's just like a you know RPG, but rather like it's a whole fucking thing. It's a sequence. Oh, Act 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and then Act 5. No matter what, they always die. Something like that. I would love that. So you're forced to discover with other characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, something like that.
Also, how do you feel about the altar right now?
Altar of Hope.
Yeah.
Like this thing.
Like, do you think there should be late game?
I mean, I've talked about it several times. I think it's inevitable that's going to come on eventually. You know what I mean? The first couple questions I'm gonna ask Red Hook Chris is literally what do you call it? What are the future plans with Infernal Flame? Because right now it's very easily cheesable thing to have, right? With relationships, you can stall for forever. You have to worry about Exemplar by doing some dumb shit. You don't have to worry about pathing as much. At the same time, yes, I guess fights are like indeed a little bit more difficult, but at the same time, like, not by that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
3% crit, yeah, it's a little bit sketchy at times, but it's not gonna kill me. You know what
honestly,
I mean?
I wish I could interact with the light mechanic because like it's way more interesting, but it's just. But I'm just not going. I'm never going to not run Infernal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
same
like,
thing with me.
But I'd love to interact with like, just make more decisions. I mean, Light's never going to be that bad for like good players because the fight's not that bad. Especially since I don't think you can actually get that in Region 1. I don't think your Light can drop that low unless you like choose the negative Light options. Man, this Hoarder is not it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
I kind of miss I miss the Valley Hoarder being like OP.
Yeah, it was really strong. By the way, I've noticed another big difference between myself and a lot of players is that they like to complain. You know what I mean? But when I get shit on and I'm about to die, I'm like, okay, so what did I do wrong? Or what could I've done instead? That was a better read or a better thing. You know what I mean? I feel like my mental position is always that. Like, even when I'm in the worst situation, at least my win streaks, immediately VOD review. Immediately see what's wrong. You know what I mean?
See, I do both. I do both of those things. I'll like whine for. God, I had a fight recently where I like whined and then I'm like, wait, I actually played bad. And actually had to review it. Because like, if you actually die in this game, if you're good, it's like, it's both RNG and playing bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, have I coordinated in such a way where I saw that possibility happening? I feel like the reason I'm so good at this game is because I know what could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I played, like for example, like when I was stunned and one comboed on Dismiss, I had a chance of losing there. I feel like people didn't see that.
Yeah.
People might have still saw that as strong, but it was no joke. Crit fall into crit exaltation, I'm done. Something as simple as that, right? Just 2 crits in a row, and I would have been dead 100%. I think Infernal Flame is still easier than not having it. Having to worry constantly about Flame and having to go to assist encounters constantly. Yeah, exactly. Like there's definitely some aspects that makes it overall like a little bit more easier, right? You could argue the crit, you could argue the DOT res and all that kind of stuff, but it's still going to prevail in some situations no matter what. The only argument that I have towards that is that token exchange is always going to be the same. You know what I mean? Token exchange is always going to be the same. What is that 3% crit going to do for me? What is that 10% res going to do for me? 10% res is something you're never going to be able to remove. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I could trade out blind for, or I could play out vulnerability for block or beacon for strength, right? But if I have 10% res, there's nothing I could do about it other than just getting trinkets or paths or whatever, right? By the way, Peace and Hope. Counter chance on assistance, academic study, and Oasis. I actually love this thing because it just tells you straight up where they're at.
Yep.
It's so nice.
Any of those ones that scout things for you are so powerful.
Yeah.
Especially with the hospital now.
Is Strongbox even good?
See, so many of those ones, I just can't like justify spending relics on it. Although,
yeah.
Although in the current, I don't like that they buffed relics though.
Like, how did they buff relics? What do you mean by that?
It used to be 2 on the road, right? Like even.
Yeah. I fucking hate it. Oh, I hate it. I'm gonna. This is the second thing I'm gonna talk to Chris about. Like, motherfucker, why did you increase that, huh? Why did we increase plays where your risk avoidance? Like, I don't like that at all.
Like between that and the hospital, like now all you have to do is scout a hospital, and you can fully clear your team.
Yeah, that's like, fucking ridiculous, man. Like, and you don't even have to actively fight either. You can just fucking walk around and you'll eventually find it, which is fucking nuts to me. I don't like that.
I had a recent run. I'm like, oh, I have a hospital next node, and I only have like, I don't know, 30 relics. I have nothing. And then I think I got 28 on the road or something, like 28 relics. I'm like,
it was so much. What else I feel like is that the negatives from the flame feel arbitrary. Yeah, it feels like stuff that just makes the game more interesting that could be applied somewhere else. But again, the reason why I'm not going to say anything about it yet is because I 100% know what direction they're going to take with it. I'm not going to say with certainty because that's just what I think. You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh shit! Shuffle with a rate of 118. Poggers. Welcome. We're mid-interview now, right now at the moment with another content creator.
I hope it's not mid-interview.
By the name of Randy's Potato. I think British Brat, you know him as well. He's also a very avid DD2 character, I suppose. DD2 content creation person. You want to do like a little intro for yourself, or?
I think you got the stuff.
The gist,
yeah. I'm on YouTube. I upload every day. I do a guide every week, and also deathless runs recently, I guess. Yo, what's up, Brat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you like having daily 4-hour runs to put on your second monitor,
you could check out his YouTube, which I've just posted a second ago. So yeah. Daily uploads, you poor thing.
I don't know. I kind of like just having like, it is a lot of work, but I just like being able to, especially knowing that I have people that watch every day. I like knowing that I'm, I have content every day for people. And it also makes it, making sure I upload daily, just make sure like I never get into like a Slack territory where I'm like going a month without uploading or something. Because I feel like being, and this works for life too, like being in like a mindset
consistently
where you
active,
have, you
a
know,
responsibility.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what I feel like. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get this upload out every day, and just
I'm a
go.
little bit conflicted right now. Do you think I should go lair or double question mark into creature
I mean,
den?
you should always go lair, right?
You think so?
Even if it like, I think creature den is probably the better path, especially.
It's safer and more consistent. Because I don't know if I dominate here. I know I do well, but I don't know if I like dominate this fight. You know what I mean?
You do have, yeah. I mean, I always like going super prepared into the general fight. I mean, the general's easy, but even with or without items, but the thing is, you're gonna tank some stress most likely.
I'm probably gonna potentially tank one big ult as well.
Yeah.
You wake up in 3 hours, down some melatonin, and get a sleep, buddy. Jesus. Oh, bro, that's one thing I fucking hate ever since I got into nursing, which is, oh my god, bro, I'm already degenerate with fucking with my sleep schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's fucking terrible out here, man. I'm fucking 2 hours of sleep running it dry. Oh my god, I bought no joke today, just today, I bought like no joke 120 like fucking sleeping pills. Like, it's concerning. It's like a concerning amount, man. But it's like necessary. I feel like.
I don't know. I've never had trouble sleeping, but I've also never worked. I mean, I've done
Bro,
degenerate stuff.
You done it.
There was one point in my life when I was working like 80 hours a week, and that was not fun.
Jesus. I want to see some loading runs, intentionally getting to 5 loading as many times as possible. I assume just to fight the Mr. What do you call it?
Yeah, how do you feel about loathing? I feel like loathing's like
Fucking
not
sucks.
loading's it's not there. Like
Yeah, it fucking sucks. That's what it is.
like how
I
do
feel like there's like so much more that you could do with it. It's just
like how do you get max
know.
loading unless you have one of the quirks? Like
The only time I got max loading was the sleuths, actually. Because in the sleuths, you know how characters are much more likely to disagree
yeah,
with each other?
yeah.
That's like the only time I hit like max loading. Or there was twice actually, twice I lied. Like 2 times I've hit like max loading, and those are the situations. Costco supply bog, yeah.
Look at this idiot trying to buff himself when he's gonna die next
He's
turn.
already dead. You bozo. But there's like small stuff like that where you just like know what's gonna happen afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't have double,
how do you feel about the
brother.
enemy AI in this game?
It's unpredictable. It's just that there's not that many moves. Like if you think
Yeah.
back to DD1, there's like 50 fucking moves they could do in like the same position, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember who is it? The fish dude with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The fish dude with the shield. He has like fucking 50 moves. He could bleed you, he could deal raw damage, he could protect allies, he could like I
Yeah.
remember he had like so many fucking moves, man. It pissed me off. Like I can never tell what this cocksucker is gonna do. But in this game, they can only do like maybe 1 or 2 skills. And in the sprawl, sure, maybe like one more, but that's about it. It's just overall, enemies don't have that many moves to do, so they're not gonna be able to like do the right thing. You know what I mean? Like for example, if we increase the amount of equipable skills to 6, that would immediately change the difficulty of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even 4 to make it like even harder, right? Which honestly, I feel like would be a really good infernal. What do you call it? Infernal.
Yeah, that'd be. There's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much you could do with Infernal.
Or just like the idea of making the game harder, per se.
I'm surprising you got a full lineup. I feel like I never get a full lineup on the first layer, on the first fight.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like this is normal. This guy always shows up. This fucking bastard.
I feel like the first fight, I always end up just getting 3 enemies. I mean, this is 3 enemies, but this is with the
But,
big
like,
boy, it's a
fucking-
full team.
Yeah. Three these guys, right?
Yeah. Or you get like a lone bishop with a couple foot soldiers.
Hated waking up 6 a.m. for my old job. Yeah, fuck me, man. Lucky you. Get me out of here. Help me get like fucking partners so I don't have to do this shit anymore.
Man, I miss the Goblet Boys in from Darkest Dungeon 1. They were always a fun time.
No, fuck the Goblet Boys. I'm glad they're gone. Oh my god. Goblet Boys are a pain in the ass. They did so much stress for like how like small they appear. You know what I mean?
I mean, all you need
How
is
non-threatening they appear.
they're super fragile though. Like any sort of
Yeah, that's
backline.
fair.
But so many people like to run frontline tanky boys. Like they want to run Leper up front. Leper and Crusader up front. See, and I know this is a Darkest Dungeon 1 stream, but so many people would run they'd be running Crusader in the front line, and he was so much better in the back line in Darkest Dungeon 1. But I don't think anyone ever figured that out.
I mean, hey, he said it, not me, okay? So don't get mad at me. Because your Discord bot isn't posting when you're streaming? Really? Oh, you're right. It hasn't posted anything since like the 14th. Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
yeah, I noticed that the other day, but I forgot.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. I'll be sure to check that out.
Yeah, I didn't like
Oh, man,
Crusader's
I'm
low speed.
so bad. Shit.
I mean,
Sorry, you were saying?
I only use Crusader in basically in the ruins, anyways. So anyway, that's enough Darkest Dungeon 1.
But no, you could talk about DD1 if you have to.
I haven't even
Or
played.
DD stream in general, I'd say.
I haven't played in like. It's honestly been over 2 years, I think, since I played. I did open it up for my. When I did my Vestal speculation, I opened up Darkest Dungeon 1 and did a quad Vestal team just for background. Have you gotten the board game? Speaking of the board game.
Oh, fuck no. Jesus Christ, that shit costs an arm and leg. Fuck no. Jesus. When I saw that they were on sale for like fucking like $80 off, I'm like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Board game offer $80? I checked that out. Motherfucker, what do you mean? Suck my dick, bro. I'm not fucking paying $300 for that shit. Hell no. I don't get me wrong. I fucking love DD and everything, but bro, suck my fucking cock. I'm not getting that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can't afford things like that.
Yeah, what do you think I'm fucking? Bro, I'm broken. I'm a fucking college student at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm fucking broke.
You're talking about quad Crusader. Quad Crusader is legit, like in a real team. You can.
Again, I don't know much, but
I miss quad teams, but
yeah,
it's much better. Like it makes much more sense for this game. They just need more heroes for this game. Like they need a lot more heroes.
I mean, I feel like it's just inevitable that they will get them eventually, right?
But like even like we know we're gonna get. Have they
few
committed?
More at least?
Like before release, we're gonna get a few more, and then they'll definitely have.
Yeah, we're at least gonna get two more, I think.
And they're definitely gonna do DLC, and that'll probably have a hero in it. I'm hoping one of the DLCs has a new biome in it. I would definitely enjoy a new biome. Right now, though, I think I'd enjoy biome diversity more than.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's like what is another biome? Just help me come up with one at the moment.
Yeah, that's why
I can't. It's hard.
See what they could do.
Maybe one based on dodge, but that's kind of the sluice.
They could start with. See, you could do biome diversity and act diversity at the same time by, like in Darkest Dungeon 1, each level you went up the dungeon, it had a new extra enemy added to the pool. And that's definitely something I would like in Darkest Dungeon 2. I know it's a lot of that's a lot of work, obviously, but I mean, I don't care. They can delay it as long as they like, honestly, if we're gonna get a much deeper game.
Yeah, I'm honestly fine with that too. Like, dude, delay all you want. Fuck yeah. Give me like the most polished game possible. I'll be so happy if that was the case.
Honestly,
Lizard biome. Oh yeah, like fucking other creatures. We haven't talked about that, right?
I was honestly just happy they delayed. I want to hit partner before the game drops, of course.
Dude,
That would be ideal.
dude, it's the fucking like I'm an atheist, right? But holy shit, I'm not gonna lie. The stars are fucking aligning for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Yeah,
graduating this like upcoming Aprilish, right?
yeah.
That's when I graduate, and that's when I'm gonna be like kind of independent, and that's when they're expected to release the game, right?
Yep.
It's fucking perfect. Oh my god, I have a chance to actually make the streaming thing like happen. I feel like with the stream blowing up, I'm like a fucking like fucking 2 inches away from partner, right? There's no way I don't go and try for this. You know what I mean?
I told my boss I'm straight up leaving for a month.
Like when the game releases.
And I have savings for it, but like it would make it much more.
Yeah, bro.
It would make it much more like reasonable to do so. I'm doing it either way, but it'd make me much more reasonable if I'm like actually partner and able to do it, and not just like some random kid taking time off to play a video game.
Oh yeah. That really gave you the bump you needed. Yeah, he's been a really big catalyst towards our stream. He's been helping out a lot.
So what's
I would
that?
definitely say this though, that he definitely wouldn't have discovered me if it wasn't for like myself as well.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
you are the, in my mind at least, you're the Darkest Dungeon 2 guy. Like as far as
really?
I mean, as far as I'm not going to say like you're the best player, because in a single player game, like how do you judge, right?
No one is. Yeah.
You can't judge, but like for content creators, like I'd say you're definitely better than all the content creators like I watch, like our little circle.
Oh, dude, don't flatter me like that. No,
Um,
you can't gas me up like that. No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. You're just
I
gonna
mean,
fucking feed into my ego.
I mean, everyone would agree. Like it's
No. Dude, don't say, oh, no. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I'm fucking, oh, dude, no. That's not high praise. It's fucking not too high praise for me, at least.
I mean, you've also put like the most work in, right? Like you've been streaming.
No, you put in literally just as much time as I have into this.
I mean,
game.
sure.
What do you mean, sure? Yeah, you have.
You've been doing this longer than I have, though, I think. Like when did you start streaming consistently? Because I've been
always streaming consistently since like 2019.
Yeah, I don't remember when I started following you. It might have been after the Shroud update and that whole thing. But I don't remember. But anyway, fine, I'll stop praising you. So what's the plan with this fight?
Just dude you to death. We're already like fucking halfway there pretty much. I'm a little bit concerned with the healing, because one really bad one and I'm kind of fucked. One really bad of Waking Dead.
Lotus, you actually follow my Twitch back when I used to stream. You were like one of the first people to watch me when I started Darkest Dungeon 2.
Hell yeah, small world out here.
I guess you have enough to hit the root. That was like my
You were
concern.
the first DD2 guy I watched. Oh, that's so cute.
Hope it's not those old guides. It's so interesting going back and seeing like how bad the old guides were. Yeah, that's something to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, I only streamed. Streaming is not my thing, so I only streamed irregularly, and now I don't have time to stream. Even if I'm not going to say I would like to stream, but I know it would be helpful to have both a Twitch and a YouTube.
Yeah, to be active on both platforms, right? All right, see you later, Yard. It's always a pleasure.
It is hard because I have because when I stream on YouTube, I already have a built-in audience, but like I think I can do more if I actually start streaming on Twitch. Plus, the problem with YouTube is like it like interferes with my videos, like I said before.
Streaming. Yeah, like the algorithm or some shit, right?
Like especially because
Yeah, it's so weird to me. What the fuck? Like, how does that work? Like,
especially
again,
since
this comes from someone who don't know about,
especially since I
right?
stream daily, so it's like if I stream in the morning, then like, and if it's late morning, like I'll run over the time that my video comes out because my videos come out at 3 Central. And if like I stream at night, like people that are filtering onto YouTube at night, they're like, "Oh, do I watch this actual video or do I watch your stream?" So it's, but
I mean, I stream at random hours, so I don't know. It's been working out for me at least.
but also I don't actually know how YouTube works, so I don't know if anyone knows how YouTube works.
This is terrible. I ate 2 Waking Deads here, no matter what. Yeah, this is really harsh. Man, I should have taken Cause of Death, man. Fuck. It would have been it actually would have been so nice here. And I had fucking Bloodthirsty too. Fucking cocksucker. God damn it. Fuck. It's always Bello here. Yeah, it's always Bello here. Just hoping I could dodge it, I guess. Oh, this is terrible situation. Like, eventually it's gonna die, but wait, alright. Dodge the first one. Oh, Blind's really good too.
Well, that should be that.
Yeah. Do you like the little combo that I did here though? Like with tracking shot and Firefly?
Yeah, it works.
I really like
yeah.
that combo.
See, there are a lot of things I haven't done that I just don't. That's one of the weird things, though. Like at the current difficulty, you don't actually have to experiment to win.
Oh, but I purposefully. I think
that's
that's one of
why-
the reasons why people like me as well. Is
Yeah.
that yeah.
I have to like force myself to experiment. I feel like.
Yeah, for me it's just natural at this point. I just do it because fuck it. Oh my god. Okay.
Looks like-
well, that's really bad.
Looks like Lotus subscribed to my YouTube channel. During-
This is not great. I think I'm just gonna raw dog it here, bro. Fuck it.
it's
That's
perfect.
good.
It seems fine.
Yeah, statistically speaking, like, we should be okay. Statistically, percentage-wise, we like, it's not that high we get fucking shafted. You know what I mean?
I feel like with the way YouTube works, it's very common for people to not be like the only reason I subscribe to channels anymore is to support the creator. Because like videos I watch always go into my recommended anyways. So like you don't actually have to sub to me to watch my videos. Like if you're watching them every day, they're gonna show up on your YouTube.
I'm not gonna lie, as a YouTube viewer in general as well, I notice that I don't sub to a lot of the people that I watch consistently. You know what I mean?
That's why I had to start doing the whole, like and subscribe thing.
Oh, bro, I'll be honest, that's the one thing I can never do. Oh, bro, I can't. I could never. I can ask for advice to be better, but I could never.
I try. I think all my videos. All my videos, I've now had to put that in the beginning. This very low key, no graphics or anything, but it's some nice stress. Early meltdowns, no big deal.
No, we might hold. That's the thing. We might actually hold. Oh! I don't mind that. It's better than -4. That's fine. Okay, we held. Now what?
How long do you hold in the den, though?
Sorry?
How long
I should always hold in the den. Like, there's no stress in this fight.
I mean, there are crits.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's true. There are crits.
You're probably fine, though.
And men
only got-
arms bolster.
You've
It's
only
only
got-
2 that's really concerning.
Yeah.
One bolster, we should be good. Oh, dogs. Doggos.
Man, I think like my first 4 checks were all resolute when it first
Oh,
came out.
dude, yeah, me too. Like the very for some reason, like when I had my man at arms, it was against the focus fault, right?
Yeah.
And obviously that fight is hyper volatile with when it comes to thing, right?
Yep.
When it comes to that kills. Well, okay. Sorry. What was I about to say?
Yeah, I got to try a backdraft build. It's
But
actually
yeah,
pretty cool.
it's really good, dude. It's actually so good. Anyways, but my man at arms in endgame fights for some reason, like he had exactly this. Oh no, not rank tour, but the thing that's like minus 15% chance of getting resolute. So only 5% chance, right? And he always resolutes. Like every single fucking time my man at arms just resolutes in fights. There's only like once or twice where he got meltdown in the boss fights. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird.
Resolute carried I think it was my first run on this patch.
I don't think Resolute's ever like won me anything that I should have.
I mean, I probably still won, but like I had a stress check. It was a stress check against the eyes too, so it was like super early.
Yes, I mean the eyes. Come on, right? Fucking cocksuckers. Hate it. Minus 15% is only a suggestion.
I know Brad got really mad whenever I mentioned that I've never had I went like a few weeks without a meltdown. But it's
you know what? Pre-relationship, I've actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had a meltdown in like 30 plus runs just because I know how to manage stress so well. You know?
Yeah.
That sounds so pretentious of me to say, but like, yeah, I haven't. I actually haven't. Like, now that I think about it.
I mean, once you know, it's not that.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah. Just casually shitting on British. Sorry, British. Fucking throwing you under the bus here.
It's fine. He's on a win streak. He's probably
True. He's doing much better now, it seems. But also, dude, taking like fucking bolster, man. That shit is so good. Like that single-handedly controlled everyone's stress. So powerful. That's why I think bolster specifically needs like a nerf. It's way too good, especially on Sergeant. Bolster, Crush, and Retribution, all 3 of them are so strong. It's like, in what situation are they not good in? You know what I mean? How about that? That's like a even harder question to answer.
God, it was so weird when they remember Old Crush just gave you a block token?
Wait, did it? I don't fucking remember, dude.
That was when did they redo the combo stuff? But yeah, Old Crush gave a block token. I think it was like March.
I do not remember.
Like it was March.
Oh no, I do remember. I faintly have that in my memory. You're right. Yeah, it did. Whoa, bro! When Paths first came out, holy shit.
That was so
hype.
And the thing is, they didn't even like they said, yeah, pads are coming, but they didn't really like all the marketing was about creature dens for that patch. And creature dens are fun, but like pads completely changed the game when they came out.
Yeah, they like. I mean, when it first came out, I fell in love with Rogue and obviously the old Vanguard, now Bulwark, or the old Bulwark, now Vanguard.
What was it when it first came out? Because it was like
it was literally the same thing.
No, but like, what was the damage? Because it was like double, right?
It was even higher. It was it was double. Everything was doubled. It was this that used to be 100%. No, it used to be 100% as well. Oh my god, you're right. It wasn't even just doubled. It was quadrupled. It used to be 100% as well. Crush and Retribution.
That's just
Propose. It used to be 100, bro. What the fuck? Who the hell greenlighted that? Uh-oh.
Pads came out it was the February update last year. So it's almost been a year now. It was the Creature Den. It was the first like major update they did. Creature Dens and Hero Pads. Yeah. Cosmic Slayer.
I mean, it's good, but oh, that's kind of scary.
Frenzied. Imagine if we could have stacking battle disadvantages.
But that's a part of my mod. I also enabled battle advantages for bosses, like end game bosses as well.
See, that's one of my thoughts for like that's an easy thing to add for like if they do an ascension system.
Yeah, yeah.
I really hope they get. They mentioned like doing stuff with the infernal flame. I hope that's part of the thought process there.
100%. I can guarantee that. I'll bet my fucking life on it. And again, if they don't fucking do it, I fucking will. Like, there's no way. There's no fucking way. I refuse to believe otherwise. They have to do something cool with Infernal Flame. They have to. It was such an integral part of DD1. You know what I mean? It was so fucking integral. And then in this game, it's just fucking dog shit doo-doo. And yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this. A little bit of a shout out. Shout out Shuffle once again for hooking me up with the playtesters. Because the Red Huck Michaela literally messaged me a couple hours ago asking if I wanted to playtest specifically. So that's kind of pog. I'm basically in. Holy shit. So yeah, Shadow Shuffle again for helping me out there. Big ups.
Shuffle, the godfather of Darkest Dungeon 2.
Yeah, yeah. No,
That's
he's
like
definitely helped me out a lot.
That's what it feels like, honestly. Like
he's like the daddy taking care of us.
And you know, I didn't actually watch Shuffle until Darkest Dungeon 2.
Really?
Because
I watched a little bit of him.
When he blew up, it was after I was basically done with Darkest Dungeon 1. I'd played it for years. I'd basically done everything I wanted to do. He didn't start posting content until after I left, basically. So I had no clue who he was until I started looking into Darkest Dungeon 2 creators. So I don't know if that's a relevant comment, but
I've watched him for a while. I think it was since well, I don't know. I think it was like since I only had like 200 followers, I started watching him a little bit. Just because he was the only one doing news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no one else doing news at the time, and I was just too lazy to read all the shit myself. So yeah.
Dude, I love doing news. It's free content.
Yeah. That's so true. I don't know why I don't do it. I think I'm just fucking lazy, man. That's like, like something I need to like just do more. Is just fucking.
And they're my they're not my
not go to, but like it's still easy to do.
It's like my popular videos. My popular videos are I revealed the new act boss. That's like part news and part content because I actually fought the boss.
Yeah.
And then I did my hero path tier list.
Oh, bro, I gotta do a tier list too. Everyone's been asking me for should I do a tier list?
I want to do I have almost 7,000. I have almost 7,000 views on that video now. Like people love tier lists.
I fucking hate tier lists. I'm like, no, every single situation does not necessarily arise to concluding this person being better than this person. That's not fucking how it works. I want to go on a whole fucking tangent about that, but no one's gonna listen, man.
I feel like your tier list is gonna end up being like an hour because of that.
Yeah, it is gonna be an hour. No, I tried recording it once and it ended up being fucking an hour. No joke. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just because I can't help myself not talk about the extreme, unique situations. You know what I mean? I can't help myself not talking about the most extreme niche situations. I just have to. But what the hell's wrong with me?
Like my third biggest video I did a month ago, it was just the relationship update. I just talked for 6 minutes about it and ended up getting like 5,000 views and a ton of subs. It's like,
fuck yeah, bro.
Meanwhile, like I spent, where's my Tangle guide? I'm almost at 2K with my Tangle guide. I put so much work into that guide. But the thing is, videos like that will eventually be relevant, right?
Yeah, it just takes time because no one's like I feel like most of the people who watch the videos are typically people who know what's up to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the patch note reviews won't be relevant, obviously. Like no one's gonna seek them out and watch them like a year from now.
Yeah. Well, one thing I got to do better is just like learn how to edit videos in a way where it's entertaining as well. Because I feel like I have a difficult way of doing that. I feel like we all are as content creator. Because if we did, then all of us would be like. It's super harsh to say this, but there is a reality to it. You can make anything interesting. You genuinely can.
Yep.
Like the fucking who's it? Like the Salt guy talking about speedrun history of fucking Mario Kart, whatever the fuck, right? We all know him.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We all know him. He's so summoning salt. He's so fucking good at it. On an obscure subject that we all don't fucking know about. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But he does it in such a way where it's attractive to the audience. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say for DD2. I am convinced that there has to be a way to encapsulate a viewer's attention so well that it doesn't matter what the type of content it is. It's how you portray yourself as your personality and how you edit the video. And I'm just trying to figure that out. That's why you see on my channel like 50 different types of video like types. You know what I mean?
Man, those guides are hard.
Yeah, but those guys are just it's just long content. You know what I mean? It's not like something that's gonna blow up. That's just purely for sharing sake, for the sake of like the for the plebs. Motherfucker, dude, this guy needs to leave me alone. Holy shit. I'm not fucking. Wait, am I funny again?
You have to do it for
Yeah,
content,
I got
right?
Piggy.
You got to do it for content, right?
I got Piggy. Ooh, 70 disposition. That's pretty good. That's like plus 10%, I think. Unyielding? That's okay. We have Cosmic Slayer here. That's good. I was about to say, how did he go first? I thought he had like minus speed on him.
Unordained Shambler is always a little sad.
Dude, it's so weak. Dude, it's honestly because he doesn't have any tokens. Give Shambler tokens, and I guarantee you he's the scariest motherfucker alive. And make Lament hit like, what do you call it, more often. If you make Lament hit more often, oh my, he's literally the scariest motherfucker alive.
It's been so long since I got a Rat Skull.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like I get Rat Skulls decently often. I don't like it though.
I mean, it's so weird being on the Highwayman because he doesn't need it, right? Like he's like the last one that needs that.
It's nice to have though.
It's nice. But it's also, when I'm running Highwayman, I'm also running Sharp Shot, so I'd rather just pick up the Swig.
Yeah. Swig is, I mean, honestly, he doesn't even need anything for it. He just needs like damage. Just damage things. Because his crit is like pretty much a guarantee anyways, right?
Sharp Shot's just way too OP.
Dead. Yeah. So fucking brain dead. I don't know like what I would personally do to nerf it though. Like it's I mean, well, okay, to be fair, starting off with just plus 25 or Grape Shot. Okay, plus 3 speed, that could go.
Yep.
3 speed, that could go. We agree on that, right?
None of these heroes need speed. Like you should, if you want to use those specialty trinkets, like you should not have like 8
that high accessibility to it. Yeah, such ease of accessibility towards like speed thresholds. Oh, nice.
Like Shambler, like this is region 1, and you've gotten double Shambler.
2 Shamblers, and it's like fucking like I'm under stress. I'm literally fucking with it at this point.
It also shows because we also did Lair Boss, and you weren't even like
expect it to be weak.
You weren't even well prepared for the general, and you still. I mean, you took a lot of stress, but I mean, you won.
I mean, like to be fair, I did like handle that really well, and we got lucky too. But still, though, I feel like I just know how to push the limits of this game. I think that's one really attractive thing that I do, which is I push the limits of what seems to be normal. You know what I mean? You there? Hello?
Yeah.
Deep in thought.
No, I thought you were expanding on that, but yeah.
No. But yeah, it was just that yeah. Thumbnails and how you promote your video is a big part of how successful your content is. I believe that, but at the same time, if the video itself is good, it will gain traction. How I know that is because I've seen single-handedly Apex content creators and all that kind of stuff, people who are literally the first video that they ever upload, shitty ass thumbnail, but the video is so well edited and put together that it just got so much traction. There's a recent YouTuber that's like, why Furia never attended the ALGS Apex tournament, right, or something like that. The very first video, like 35k views, and his channel shot up from 0 to 10k subs immediately. There are certain videos that you can put out, Sure, it might require a specific audience in order to accomplish. However, I'm convinced that there always is going to be a way, regardless of your thumbnail, regardless of anything, that it will be looked at. You know what I mean? I have a weird faith in that for some reason.
If your video is relevant, like you can always get, like my hero.
The relevancy is definitely, yeah, that's true.
Going back to my hero path tier list, that's by far the worst thumbnail I've ever made. Like, it's not even a thumbnail, but it's my second highest viewed video ever because literally everyone actually searches for that. Like it's whenever I go into I'll go into like Google Trends or stuff like that, and hero pads are like after like, you know, when is the game going to release and stuff like that. That's like one of the number one searches is hero pads.
Yeah.
That's why I put hero pads in literally the word hero pads in all of my descriptions as well.
I also feel like that as a YouTube content creator, it's not just it has a lot to do with the subject as well. Because I feel like if I do what I do in more mainstream games, like you know, like I feel like I get picked up really easily, but I don't for some reason. And I feel like I understand the reason why now is because not only is it competitive, do I have to upgrade every single thing I do every day, which is a good thing in most people's eyes, right? You're supposed to. Sorry, I was looking at the comment here. You're analyzing it the wrong way. Thumbnails don't need to be refined; they need to be good. No matter how good your video is, if you don't promote it correctly, their algorithm is in your favor. Okay, yeah, that's fair. If you don't promote the video properly, yeah, it's hard to say though. It's hard to say because you just gave the example of like the videos, right? Yeah, I don't know. Content creation is a very unique thing because you're a psychologist in some ways. You're learning how to play towards people's perspectives and learning how to grasp that properly. You know what I mean? It's hard to say for certainty on anything regarding content creation.
By the way, before I forget, can I get a PNG of your logo so I can use it for my thumbnail? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can send you that. Yeah, don't worry. Hell yeah.
We'll make a nice thumbnail. I can use.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get a new logo.
Yeah, get a logo. Just like buy like I don't know, like go to like an artist and just ask for them to like create art for you. Pay a little bit of money, but I think it's worth. I love like the new image that I have on my channel. It feels like young and refreshed. Or new and refreshed, not young. What the fuck am I saying?
I'm using my old logo right now, but it's not really relevant anymore.
Yeah.
I want one
definitely upgrade some things.
There's so many things I have to do before I hit partner and before we like go into.
Dude, that's the same thing I feel as well.
Becoming a real creator.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. But do you think sunny disposition is worth locking in? I feel like with the new things and how relationships work, I feel like it's actually not bad. What do you think?
I think it was actually better before the patch.
Oh, really?
Because back when you used to be able to get like blocking negatives in the positive zone, like if you get a random negative quirk, but like 10%, that's like big.
That's a lot, yeah.
And also 5%, you know, that blocks neutral negatives.
Yeah, so, that blocks neutral negatives.
I mean, Fuck.
I don't know if it's worth it on.
That's so much money though. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah. It's not the money. I don't care about the money. It's I'm not going to be able to get anything else in the future. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't play with memories that often. Although I do. Obviously, in my Deathless runs, locking in is very important.
Mm-hmm.
But my 3-act runs.
Let's get that. That's fine. I'm probably gonna leave it here because it's 10 p.m. and I still got to wake up at like 5 a.m.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry for ending a little bit soon, but hey, I had a fucking fun time. We talked for like 3 hours, 30 minutes. Yeah, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I am gonna leave it here. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. I hope you guys had a lovely evening, afternoon, night, where the fuck you guys are. And hopefully I'll get to see you guys later. And be sure to check out our homie oh, okay, sorry. Sorry. Be sure to check out our homie Randy as well, as he's been able to be a really, really kind person to join us on this interview. And be sure to check out his YouTube channel on the link below as well.
Thank you for having me. I know I'm the least famous of all the interviews you're getting lately.
Oh, but don't say that. I don't care about fame. I've interviewed people who like literally don't have a quote unquote like. It doesn't matter. It's just people who fall in love with this game. I love like just talking about it in general. Don't say that, man.
Anyway, I'm gonna end the call. I'm gonna do an outro for my video.
Yeah, all right.
I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all around.
All right. See you guys later.
All right, guys. We just concluded our interview with Shaijita, the current best Dark Dungeon 2 player in the game with a 97% win rate. Had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I post new content every day. Thank you and goodbye.